And then very rarely the wrong sign would be statistically significant. So now if Gary Becker were really a Chicagoite
empiricist type.
An empiricist, he would have said, my God, I've got this young student Block who's going to overturn everything we knew about rent control.
But instead, he just threw out those results,
Instead,
right?
he said, Block, he didn't say, Block, you moron, go out and do it again until you get it right, because he was too polite. He was a nice guy. But he said, do it again until you get it right.
Yeah.
So he knew what the right answer was. The Austrian point is, nothing, in my view, there's nothing wrong with statistics. It's the interpretation. Yes, sometimes statistics can illustrate praxeological insights, and sometimes they can't. And they're useful sometimes. And also, if you want to know what the elasticity of demand curve for bananas, on which we praxeologists have no view, then statistics
you'd have to look at it.
The only way to do it. But the key is, which is the dog and which is the tail? And I was trying to convert him to Austrianism because he was telling me, forget about your crappy econometrics. You know what the right answer is based on supply and demand and based on...
The Call to Freedom is coming up next, live after the news on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Tuesday, July 24th, 2018. Silver is trading at $15.53 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,226 per ounce. Zencash is trading at $25, and the average price of Bitcoin is $8,257. Antiwar.com reports doubling down on President Trump's late-night Twitter rant threat to make Iran suffer consequences the likes of which few throughout history have ever suffered before. National Security Advisor John Bolton says President Trump had spoken to him in recent days about his intention to take action. Bolton says Trump told him that the next time Iran does anything at all to the negative, they will pay a price like few countries have ever paid before. Bolton has been advocating U.S. wars against Iran for many years, and while neither Trump nor Bolton explicitly said that what was going to happen to Iran was a U.S. military attack, that was clearly meant to be the implication. Bolton in particular would almost certainly not seem so satisfied with the plan if it was something short of war. Most analysts are comparing President Trump's recent comments against Iran to last year's threats against North Korea, which preceded a diplomatic deal. Whether this is an attempt to replicate that in Iran or just a threat for its own sake remains to be seen. Are you looking for a cryptocurrency that has a focus on users and usability? Then look into Zencash. Zencash has the ability to use both transparent and shielded transactions, with shielded transactions using zero-knowledge proofs. Zencash features global governance with inclusive decision-making, reliable funding for continuous improvements, and documentation and wallets in many languages that are available for Linux, Mac, Windows, and Android devices. Learn more at Zencash.com. That's Zencash.com. UPI reports ride-hailing companies Uber and Lyft have suspended a St. Louis driver who live-streamed hundreds of passengers for months without their knowledge. The live streams revealed personal conversations of passengers on a Twitch web channel and comments made about the conversations and female passengers' bodies, a format similar to HBO's Taxi Cab Confessions from the late 1990s and early 2000s. The driver, Jason Gorgak, told the St. Louis Dispatch he doesn't see anything wrong with broadcasting his rides to a web audience. The revelation, though, had provoked debate about privacy, ethics, and legality, even though an Uber spokesperson said the practice is not against the law in Missouri. Nonetheless, Uber and Lyft both suspended him after the Post-Dispatch first reported the story. A statement by Lyft said, "The safety and comfort of the Lyft community is our top priority, and we have deactivated this driver." Gorgak's livestream channel was also removed from Twitch. Twitch said in a statement to UPI, "In terms of this particular person, we do not comment on terms of service violations in regard to specific individuals." Before his channel was taken down, Gorgak had earned about $3,500 from Twitch users since March. He also said he primarily used the streams, which were archived on his channel for 60 days for security reasons. He emphasized that he added a 4-inch square sticker on the rear passenger window that read, "Notice, for security, this vehicle is equipped with audio and visual recording devices. Consent given by entering vehicle." Passengers contacted by the St. Louis Post-Dispatch said they did not see the sticker. In 2115 New England, there are no borders, no states, and no regulations, yet never has a more peaceful and prosperous place existed. But Mr. Drake's security company has seen better days. Faced with the prospect of waning power, Mr. Drake intends to replace the anarchy of New England with a government. But at what cost? And can anyone stop him? Anarchy in New England by Joe Jarvis is available from Amazon.com and all major bookstores. Reuters reports the family of an Australian woman shot dead by Minneapolis police last year after calling to report a suspected crime near her home sued the city and several officers on Monday, saying they violated her civil rights. The fatal July 2017 shooting of 40-year-old life coach Justine Ruzick-Damond sparked international outrage amid a wave of U.S. police shootings that fueled a debate over the use of force by law enforcement. Ex-Minneapolis police officer Mohammed Noor was charged with third-degree murder and second-degree manslaughter for shooting Damond through the door of his patrol car as she approached him after calling police to say she thought she heard a woman being raped. Noor was fired the day the charges were filed and is free on $400,000 bail. The civil suit, filed in federal district court in Minnesota, names Noor and his partner Matthew Harity and accuses them of conspiring to conceal the facts around the shooting and failing to record the incident on their body cameras. The suit also referenced their ages. Noor was 32, Harity was 25, and called them inexperienced officers who appear by their conduct unfit for duty. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.
Facing mounting criticism that lethal injection is cruel and outdated, Ohio has replaced it with a system that quickly and humanely rips off the heads of death row inmates using powerful robotic arms. The new device is designed to be as humane as possible, emitting soothing white noise and putting prisoners on a cushioned seat before its metallic talons dig into their necks and painlessly wrench their heads off. Ohio Department of Corrections Director Gary Moore praised the machine, saying, quote, "Our new system is a hallmark of compassion. Now these deaths will be pain-free because the machine's claws are coated with topical anesthetic." Quickly pulling off a prisoner's head is considered less cruel than lethal injection, which requires 3 separate chemicals. And Ohio isn't the only state changing the way it handles capital punishment. Last month, Texas unveiled the Machinator, which humanely squishes up to 50 prisoners at once. Coming up next, is anything valuable buried in the woods behind my house? Our team of investigators finds out.
This is the Onion News Network.
The Call to Freedom is an opinion show. It's meant for informational purposes only. It is not licensed financial advice. It is very important to do your own analysis before making any investment based on your own personal circumstances. You should take independent financial advice from a professional in connection with or independently research and verify any information that you hear from the Call of Freedom and wish to rely upon, whether for the purpose of making an investment decision or otherwise. I mean, come on, guys. Duh. It's a cryptocurrency investment and a political talk radio. Of course, it's opinions.
Computers are online. I'm going to start loading software.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Call to Freedom.
Broadcasting live from Vertcoin Studios on LRN FM.
You're listening to Will.
You will listen to every damn word I have to say!
And Aria.
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Stay tuned for political talk and everything crypto. That's right.
Broadcasting internationally on our BitPlus network satellite.
This is
the Call to Freedom.
All right, let's boot it up.
All right, that's right. It's time for the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. We're broadcasting live from the Zencash studio here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. And it is another beautiful day here in the Shire. Am I coming through? Yeah, okay. I can't hear me, so I can't tell. Oh, wait. That's because I'm turning up the wrong... Oh, there I am. I was turning up... I'm turning up, like, Chris's headphones while I'm trying to get...
Yeah, I was going to be like, you're going to blow my ears out
here. Oh, goodness gracious. So, what's up, guys? Welcome back here to our Tuesday afternoon drive home broadcast of the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. Hopefully, home for you for a little smarter, a little more high-end entertainment than what you will find in other places on your drive home from work from Talk Radio. We are joined in the studio today by our tech genius himself, Mr. Chris Wade from thinkpenguin.com.
Yep.
And also the Queen of Crypto from cryptocurrencycheck.org. And now working on your third book. Second book and other cool things in the works. So
yeah, I'm writing for the Eagle Times now.
Yeah, local newspaper, right?
Yeah.
Here in New Hampshire.
Really?
Yes.
Doing a gaming article.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So
I have to check that out.
Yeah, so keep an eye out for Aria's new work coming out. But we're back here. It is another wonderful day here in the Shire. And we promised you guys yesterday that we were going to try to change the dichotomy of the show a little bit. We would play, more academic discussions, have more, philosophical and theological discussions, and Amazon is just like a gold mine for possible talent for the show, because
talent may not be the right word.
Every jack off on earth has written a book about religion, is trying to pump it right now. So, I mean, we should have no shortage of guests in the coming weeks.
Speaking of, we lost a guest.
What? Who?
OpenNode.
Why?
Oh, man, you didn't see it?
Well, you sent me something, but I was in the middle of...
Yeah.
So what happened?
Their Bitcoin is it coin crowd, and they refused to participate in anything that might inadvertently promote altcoins. So they were not overly nice in their message about it, and they were really condescending. So I fired back this lengthy response about why Bitcoin is inferior to Zencash. And one of the things they mentioned that I found most bizarre was they said none of these other currencies have the utility of Bitcoin. Bitcoin has zero utility. And I told them, I was like, you're expressing ignorance about this subject. And take Motion Project, for example, one of our sponsors, which has utility. And because of that utility, our main host, Will Coley, just started Saudica.io and is putting full nodes and miners in people's houses as a charity project.
Yeah.
That's utility.
You can't set up a mining charity with Bitcoin unless you buy somebody like a factory to keep all the ASIC mining hardware in.
Yeah. I mean, Bitcoin is unsecure, it's unsafe, it has no privacy. And they're like, well, we're trying to set the world free with Bitcoin, and we think all these other cryptocurrencies are distracted from that. Well, I think loyalty to Bitcoin in the face of superior cryptocurrencies is what is preventing cryptocurrencies from setting the world free.
For real. So basically, we want to come on your show. We'd love to come on your show and promote our. You have coins that aren't Bitcoin that sponsor your show. Oh, we're not interested in coming on your show then.
All right.
So that means like they wouldn't even do Free Talk Live. And Free Talk Live's on like 200 radio stations. And they're like, no,
really?
I mentioned Free Talk Live.
Like 189 or 93 or something.
No. It's like 190 or something like that right now. No, that's not what I'm surprised about. I'm just surprised they wouldn't go on Free Talk Live, considering
any station that gives the impression that they promote altcoins. Zencash is a sponsor of Free Talk Live.
Yeah, and I specifically mentioned Zencash.
Dash is a sponsor of Free Talk Live.
Yeah.
So they mention both those coins on the air quite often. Yep. And because of that, the Bitcoin is it coin crowd is like, we hate Roger Ver, so we hate you. Basically.
It's bizarre. It's like, no, we don't want free promotion. We don't want to come on your show and explain to...
So, Aria, can you explain real quick what is OpenNode?
OpenNode is a Lightning Network integration platform. The people there at Route 101 Goods uses it.
Okay.
And basically, it facilitates Lightning Network transactions, which, also, strictly speaking, is not Bitcoin. But hey, let's not be technical about it. I mean, it uses Bitcoin as the base, but then it takes it off of the blockchain and moves it over here into this other corner known as the Lightning Network.
For some reason, I was under the impression that OpenNode was more interesting, but that doesn't sound like it's all that interesting to me. So,
I do like what they're doing. I think it's really cool, and it makes it easier to integrate it into your store or into your website or things like that.
Well, wait a
not
minute.
as
So
easy
maybe
as
I'm still not.
AnyPay.
Maybe I'm still not understanding exactly. I mean, what it is like.
Well, you create an account there, and it's sort of like an exchange in how they handle all of the back end stuff, and your coins stay with them, rather than locally, like would be with AnyPay. And then when you want to cash out, you do the same sort of process of sending it to a Bitcoin address and having it rewritten to the blockchain.
It's basically kind of like BitPay, the merchant app.
I don't know about BitPay. It's very similar to AnyPay, except it only
works with Bitcoin.
Interfaces with Lightning Network.
Lightning Network. Okay, and does that
rather
mean
than blockchains?
It only does Bitcoin, or it does?
It only does Bitcoin.
Only does Bitcoin. Okay,
Yeah,
well there
Bitcoin
we go.
is it coin crowd.
Okay, so it's okay. So they're kind of.
I think that's
biased.
an issue with the Lightning Network, though, is that it only supports Bitcoin at this time. I could be wrong.
Yeah, so I'm not. It's funny because I'm not actually a fan of the altcoins so much unless there is some value being brought to the table.
I'm not a fan of cryptocurrencies that aren't Bitcoin, maybe, but other cryptocurrencies are not defined by Bitcoin. So the term altcoin is improper, I would say.
Okay.
Like Islam isn't alt Christianity.
Well, it depends on if you ask the Pope.
Yeah. I mean, I would agree with you on that. It's definitely there's I like Zero. Like, what's funny is it's not even like a cryptocurrency that I'm a fan of. It's certain technologies like Zero Coin. I'm a big fan of Zero Coin, but that's not a cryptocurrency.
Okay.
So it's like, all right, well, what supports Zero Coin? And then it's like, okay, there's like 4 or 5 cryptocurrencies that support it, and now it's like, okay, well, I like Zencash. I am a big fan of Zencash, but
who isn't, man? They rock.
I mean, but at the same time, I'm seeing Zcash, out there, and I'll
Zencash is
I haven't really
working
used
in
it, but
my wife's home country to build node farms.
Interesting.
In Nairobi.
Zcash does seem to have more support out there right now than Zencash.
Zcash doesn't seem to be doing much, though.
No, it doesn't.
Like, there's no, like, even when we went to them and we were like, hey, we'd love for you guys to have your banner behind me in the studio instead of Zencash. And they were just like, we're really just not into
Will did not say
advertising.
that. He meant we love Zencash and we would prefer Zencash.
Well, no, but this is before I knew Zencash was even a thing. And I knew Zcash was a more secured coin. And I ran into somebody from Zcash's promotions team at an event last year before we'd even moved to 5 days a week. And I was
So you've signed the Shire Society Declaration and are planning your move to New Hampshire to be around more liberty-oriented people. Next, sign up for the Shire Society Forum at forum.shiresociety.com. There are a bunch of people there who are already in the Shire, and they want to meet you. If you're already in the Shire physically, you should also come by the forums. Remember, not everyone uses Facebook. New people are signing up for the Shire Society Forum every month, so drop in and say hello at forum.shiresociety.com.
This is Michael Dean from the Freedom Fiends. I've run websites since 1996 and have used over a dozen web hosts in that time. AgristHosting.com is the only one that hasn't broken my heart. Agrist Hosting's uptime and service is stellar, and their DDoS mitigation is the best I've seen. That's important because if you tell the truth in this world, you'll ruffle feathers. And some people will try dirty tricks to silence your voice. No matter what the haters hit us with, Agrist Hosting keeps our websites online. If you have a mission-critical commercial presence or a world-changing activism site, you cannot tolerate any skullduggery. So go with agristhosting.com. Have a WordPress or blog site, but you're not satisfied with performance or uptime? Or just want raw hosting? Want to pay with Bitcoin? Agrist Hosting specializes in high-performance hosting with personalized service. Go to agristhosting.com and click on the button that says Get Hosted. That's agristhosting.com.
There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and one with just the Edgington Post. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com. The new 4th edition of Healing Our World, The Compassion of Libertarianism will take your understanding of liberty to a deeper level and has over 1,300 updated references, new cartoons, and a foreword by Dr. Ron Paul. With discounts for multiple book purchases, the 4th edition of Healing Our World is a great gift for the liberals, pragmatists, environmentalists, and Christians in your life who think libertarianism is cold-hearted. Get yours today at healing.freetalklive.com and use promo code FTL for a $5 discount. LRN.FM now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and take your chats anywhere. Join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm. Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm.
Some of our live shows are streamed in HD on Twitch. Please follow and share at twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
You are listening to the Call to Freedom on LRN.fm. Unasikiliza wito wa uhuru katika LRN.fm.
Welcome back into the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. Sorry about that lengthy intro there. We were having some camera difficulties for our Twitch feed. We are broadcasting live from our Zencash studio here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. And, we are moving right along. We were talking for just a moment about a canceled interview with some folks that, they don't want to talk to us because we talk about cool stuff like Motion Project and Zencash. And, they're just like, I'm just not, I don't really think that we should because Bitcoin is it coin.
What's funny is they're not like they're
like,
actually doing themselves a disservice.
Though.
I don't understand that. Like,
why close yourself off to a market?
Well, creating one currency that everyone
market.
uses will magically set the world free from economic control.
Right? By having one coin.
Just one coin.
Yeah.
You're not, by not participating, you're not going to stop the other cryptocurrencies from being promoted. Like, it's just not going to happen.
Speaking of which, Zencash, by the way, is an end-to-end encrypted system with zero-knowledge technology over which communications, data, or value can be securely transmitted and stored. With over 13,000 secured nodes, Zencash has one of the most distributed secure node systems of any cryptocurrency. And Zencash now has supernodes. Supernodes will advance the decentralization of the Zencash network and ensure the utility not only of Zencash as a currency, but also the future services that will be layered in the infrastructure. Supernodes will bring network, economic, and technical improvements across the network, The official Zencash wallet is now available in Linux, Mac, Windows, and on your Android phone. Learn more at zencash.com. So we're going to finally get into this discussion that we were talking about having yesterday, actually, of leadership as a reflection of the people, and basically that people get the leadership that they deserve, and that, you know, the Humza Yusuf, who you're going to hear his voice and name a lot in the coming months and weeks, basically argues that, you know, we don't like the American government, but what, I mean, really, particularly people in my own religious community, what exactly would Muslims prefer? Their own leaders with the positions that America has in the world right now? And would it really be a good idea if the leaderships of the other countries were in our, like, what would
one
be
distinction
worse?
I would like to make that I think would fit well here is that there is an enormous difference between rulers and leaders.
Very true, very true. And we're definitely going to get into that. Let's listen to it's a 2-minute clip, a lot of theological language here, so it's all translated, don't worry. So let's hear what Sheikh Hamza has to say.
Things break down. The people of Damascus 6 years ago were eating beautiful food. They had good clothes. It was one of the few countries on the planet that was actually self-sustained. And now all of this tribulation. And if you say, you know, why is it happening to them and not us? Maybe because Allah loves them more. Because we know Ahl Sham have a maqam. So Allah will put all of the torment of the akhirah, He'll put it in the dunya for a short period, and then they go back to Allah completely free of any tribulation or punishment. Maybe it's the places that aren't being afflicted, that deserve to be afflicted, that should be worried. This is the way Muslims traditionally looked at things. When the Mughal came down, when the Mongols came down, they didn't say, these evil Mongols. They said, هَذَا عَذَابَ بَعْثُ اللَّهِ عَلَيْنَا لِذُنُوبِنَا. This is a punishment God has sent to us because of our wrong actions. That's how they looked at it. Muslims don't look at that anymore. Evil America, evil Israel, evil... Okay, good. Allahumma malik al-mulk tu'ti al-mulka man tasha. Allah put them in power. He says He gives power to whomever He pleases. Muslim had it. If Muslims had nuclear weapons right now with the idiots that we have, we would have nuclear conflagrations all over. Allah knows what He's doing. Allah knows who He gives power to. Yes, they abuse their power, but to what degree? Who would be worse? People want the destruction of America? Well, let's see what happens when China gets the world power. See if there's going to be an Abu Ghraib that you hear about. See if there's going to be any way, recourse to redressing any wrongs. Allah Ta'ala alam, I don't know.
All right, Ari, I see you over there scribbling away.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about the implication that Western culture is, I don't know the word to use, more cautious, less prone to just nuke everyone than other countries may be. I mean, particularly in light of the fact that Western culture is the only culture on Earth
that actually has
used nuclear weapons twice. And there are Middle Eastern countries with nuclear weapons that are largely Muslim.
Who's
Pakistan? That's it.
Yeah, I was to say who's it?
Just Pakistan, and Pakistan. It's cool because India has them literally right next door. So that's kind of a mutually assured destruction kind of thing. So we have them. We're not sure if they work, but we do have a button we can push. And they're surrounded by other buttons that can be pushed, basically. So,
but if they push it, it'll...
I thought it was more than just Pakistan. I thought Saudi Arabia had them.
Nope. Saudi does not have them. They want them. And they've said that if Iran gets them, they will get them. Saudi could just buy one, though.
Yeah.
They could buy a few.
But still, there does seem to be a lot of that idea in what he said that... I have to say white people in general, because it's Western culture, that, white people are less of a risk to the world by being in charge of it than some other culture or race or demographic would be.
But some people would argue that that's specifically because of colonialism, that colonialism caused the social breakdown in these other cultures. Like Pakistan. Pakistan in the 1960s looked like Dallas in the 1960s. Then America and Russia and Afghanistan, these places looked like Dallas or Gainesville or Vegas, not Vegas, but like any other city. And then
it still would carry the implication.
Our country and Russia decided that I knew it.
Yeah, but from his perspective, it would still carry the implication that Allah brought that onto the people of, I think you said Pakistan, because it would lead to the result of Westerners being in charge, at least in practice.
This is the Onion Week in Review. Gushing women voters announced Monday that they just can't help but feel an uncontrollable attraction to the sexist Republican Party. Saying they should know better but just can't resist the GOP's reckless neglect of women's health issues, smitten females across the country are reportedly driven wild by the GOP's blatant chauvinism.
I can't say no to bold, misogynistic politicians who think their authority extends to my uterus. Whenever you vote for a Republican, you feel like you're doing something a little bit naughty.
Top officials within the U.S. military acknowledged Wednesday that they were desperate to be given just one solid war they could really knock out of the park. Citing the recent string of messy, ambiguous military engagements in the Middle East, members of the Pentagon brass called for a conflict against a sovereign nation with a standing army and a clear-cut bad guy who employs conventional tactics and weaponry.
No roadside bombs, no plainclothes militants hiding out among innocent civilians. Just a fair fight where two sides shoot at each other and someone wins. We're absolutely great at that.
This is the Onion News Network.
Cell 411 is a free app for Android and iOS that replaces government-controlled 911. Cell 411 allows you to preset a group of friends or private organizations to show up at any emergency. Cell 411 is a nightmare for the state because it proves their so-called services aren't needed. Cell 411 has had thousands of installs, and of course it's covered by the BIPCOT no government license. Cell 411 because your friends won't shoot you when you're in trouble. Without the government, who would build the emergency services? You and Cell 411. Get it today at getcell411.com.
Since time began, tyrants have taken aim at personal liberties. Now there's a movie that aims back.
The government has no more right to tell us what to put in our bodies than they have to take our guns or tell us what books we can read.
6 drug police were eaten by bears while raiding a marijuana farm.
On your knees, you dirty hippies! Jesus. On your knees! What's the problem, officer?
Today, many cops who enforce pot laws do so only because it provides them with cushy jobs, good benefits, and a chance to push people around.
I was an undercover narcotics officer. The drug war is nothing but a farce.
The Second Amendment says you gotta keep you and your gat intact.
Guns and Weed, The Road to Freedom. A film by Michael W. Dean and Nima Vadadi.
DVD available now at gunsandweed.com or on Amazon. That's gunsandweed.com. Makes the perfect gift. Remember, that's gunsandweed.com.
Did you know you can get news updates about what's happening with the Liberty Radio Network delivered in the way you prefer? You can sign up for our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. Plus, you can stay in the loop by joining our Facebook profile at facebook.lrn.fm or follow us at Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm. It's all free, so sign up now at updates.lrn.fm for news updates delivered to your email box, facebook.lrn.fm to follow our Facebook page, and twitter.lrn.fm to receive our tweets.
A congressman recently revealed that legislation totaling 2,900 pages and involving more than $1 trillion was available to members of Congress for less than 48 hours to study and consider. That's over 60 pages of legislation per hour. Do you think anyone read the entire bill? I'm Jim Babka with DownsizeDC.org. Consider a proposal buried in a 3,200-page, $388 billion bill, which would have empowered committee chairmen or their agents to examine Americans' tax returns. When this horrible provision came to light, no one claimed to know how it got into the bill. One congressman questioned said, "I didn't write it, I didn't approve it, I wasn't even consulted." If your attorney represented you this way, he might be disbarred. But this is how Congress represents you every day. That's why DownsizeDC.org has created the Read the Bills Act. You can force Congress to read their bills before they pass them at DownsizeDC.org.
Love what we do? Please help support our international satellite channels at patreon.lrn.fm. That's patreon.lrn.fm.
You are listening to The Call to Freedom. Live on LRN.FM. تستمعون إلى نداء للحرية مباشرة على LRN.FM.
Welcome back into the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. Broadcasting live from our Zencast studio here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. And it is another beautiful day here in the Shire. I got to share this with you guys just because I called it. I saw it going around Twitter earlier this week, and I was like, this is fake. It's just too perfect. We don't tip terrorists. It's just too perfect. First of all, because like when you see the kid's picture, he just looks like a random brown kid. But they were like, they circled his name. They're like, that's a Muslim name, and we don't give money to terrorists. And I'm like, if that was that would have been happening in 2010 when anti-Muslim fervor was at its height. When we had triple the anti-Muslim attacks that we have now. It would have been happening then, and it wasn't. It didn't happen then. You know, in all honesty, racist attacks against Muslims have gone down statistically in the last 2 years compared to what they were at this time under the Obama administration. So I saw the story come out. Oh, this kid saying, oh, well, so people feel bad for him. They set up GoFundMe and blah, 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 and it was fake, just like I said. So now he's got to give all the money back. But what I'm saying, I'm Muslim, right? Sue this kid. Sue this kid into the next dimension for slander. It's what Dean Obeidallah did when a member of the alt-right came after him and slandered him publicly.
All right, wait a minute. So back up. Who's he slandering exactly?
The people who left the tip.
Okay.
Somebody didn't leave him a tip. Or at least they didn't write it on the check. And
yeah, which means they probably left him cash.
Either they left him cash or they stiffed him. It doesn't matter even if they stiffed him.
Was the person named? Because otherwise it's...
Yeah, it's on the credit card slip.
And that was published
yes.
By him?
Yes.
Okay, so then it would be slander.
Sue him. Sue him into the third dimension. He deserves it. Teach these people a lesson. You don't get to... Islamic, it's haram. Whether they're Muslim or not, you harmed the honor and name of that person. If you do not beg for their forgiveness in this life, God will take recompense on you in the next. That's what Muslims believe. And because either they were wearing a shirt, you thought they were a Trump supporter, or they didn't give you a tip, so you felt that gave you the right to no, it doesn't work like that. None of this works like that. All you just did is now you've validated anti-Muslim stereotypes. First of all, that Muslim, that whole, the Jew.
Well, he cried wolf.
Yeah. And he makes us look, he basically, every legitimate anti-Muslim hate crime that happens now gets to be looked at with suspicion. He gets to be added to the long list since Trump got elected of fake, attention-seeking, what did you call it? Self-false flag attacks.
Yeah.
Self-false flag hate crimes. And since Trump's been elected, there's like a list of them now. There's dozens of people that are like...
Well, it's not just Muslims. The right is doing it as well.
Oh, yeah.
And so are LGBT people.
Yep.
And
yeah. Yeah, I'll give you that.
victimhood is profitable. That's what my wife just said. She says it just proves, she says this just proves that victimhood is a profitable venture as long as you don't get caught lying, and teaches everyone else that Muslims are simply dishonest.
You know,
I mean, I hate to derail the conversation that we were on before.
It comes to me as though not so much that Muslims are dishonest, but that a different group of people are dishonest.
Well, we fostered this culture where it's a good thing to be a victim, where you get to be self-righteous if you're a victim, where you get to be praised and lauded if you're a victim.
There seems
so everybody, please let me finish.
I'm sorry.
So everybody wants that. They have that itch now of needing other people to validate them and their own suffering, whether it's real or not. And the way they do that is to cry about how bad their suffering is. And when they don't have any real suffering to point to, they just make it up.
All right. Well, now, because of the fact that, you know, we now have another Muslim lying about a hate crime, I have to play this 2-minute video because for some reason, people, like, there's already this thought that Jews used to be, and now Muslims, are supposed to lie. Their religion tells them that they need to. And that's not true. If someone tells me, hey, I'm here to kill all the Muslims, and I say, well, then I'm not Muslim, that's okay. But this thing where you can just like, you can completely misrepresent the truth in order to what? Attack someone that you disagree with politically?
I don't think it was even that.
I think it was just begging for the attention as a victim.
Yeah, he just wanted to be validated.
But Imam Abu Bakr says there are 4 things. If you guard yourself from these 4 things, all of the other prohibitions of the tongue are easy to take care of. And so I'm going to give you these 4 things, and we should all make a commitment to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tonight, in this place, right now, to be vigilant about these 4 things. Really. And this is called musharata. And this is the first stage of purification of the heart. The second stage is murabata, which is to, once you make a shart with Allah, a condition, Ya Allah, I will not do this anymore. And that is tawbah. Then you make murabata, which is you're vigilant about it. And when you make a breach, you correct it by tawbah. And this is called muhasaba also, murabata. And then the last maqam of tasfiyat is muraqaba, which is where you enter into a state of divine awareness, and so it becomes very difficult to do anything wrong, right? And the wrongs become extremely subtle. The first that has to be guarded of the tongue is al-kidhib, which is lying. We cannot tell lies. We have to be truthful people. And this ummah, it's unbelievable how many lies, this ummah, wallahi, we're lying to ourselves. We lie every time we say, Ihdina sirat al-mustaqim.
Keep me on the street.
Every time we say, Ihdina sirat al-mustaqim, we're lying if we don't take the guidance. Because Allah refutes us immediately in the Quran when He says, ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. Here's the guidance. You're asking for it, I gave it to you. There it is, right there. So prove yourself that you're not a liar when you say, Ihdina sirat al-mustaqim. And the Messenger of Allah said, how many people recite the Quran and the Quran curses them? Because Allah says, La'atallah ala al-zalimeen, ala al-kadhibeen, right? The liars. So we have to be truthful. وَمَنْ أَسْلَمَ فَأُولَٰئِكَ تَحَرَّوْا الرَّشَدَ. Those who submit to Allah are seeking guidance.
So, and this is a simple, universal truth in every religious tradition. You are not supposed to lie. You don't do it. And you definitely don't lie publicly about other people in a malicious manner. This is why I agree. You've got Abdul Hakim Murad, the head of the Cambridge Islamic Studies Department. He argues that American Islam has been taken over by progressivism, and that this new quote-unquote progressive Islam has absolutely no concern whatsoever for religious orthodoxy.
No, the state is their religion.
If the religion says don't do this, but the Democrat Party says do it, who cares? If the state says don't do this, but it will assist you in gaining some kind of thing in order to further their political, who cares? Nowadays, like you said, the DNC, progressive ideology, the state itself has become their God. Plain and simple. We'll be back with a little bit more in just a moment here on the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. If you want to get involved in the conversation, give us a call, 603-283-6160. That's 603-283-6160. We'll be right back here with the call.
We've all heard about blockchain assets like Dogecoin, Ether, and Ripple. Bitcoin isn't the only player in the blockchain game any longer. And for those of us wondering how to get our hands on these digital assets, finally, there's a solution. Shapeshift.io allows you to buy and sell between your digital assets and Bitcoin instantly between your own digital wallets. I've used it with ease. Shapeshift.io. There's no account or email address needed. You send them the crypto you want to sell. They send back the crypto you want to buy. It's that easy. Shapeshift.io.
Why did you move to the Shire?
I moved here to the Shire because there's other people around who take liberty just as seriously as I do.
I moved to the Shire because I saw videos of people challenging authority and thought that I could get support myself. It called to me, like, do this right now.
I wanted to be around people like me who got it. And once I got here, I knew there was nowhere else that I wanted to be.
I've always wanted to change the world. So I moved to the Shire to join people who were actually working towards doing the same thing.
The people here are awesome, loving, and positive. It was for the adventure and for the feeling of something important is happening here. And I just wanted to come to sort of be part of that.
Visit ShireSociety.com to read and sign the Shire Society Declaration and learn the reasons why, if you love liberty, you should immigrate to the Shire. Plus, add yourself to the Shire map at ShireSociety.com. That's ShireSociety.com.
Imagine someone in your community getting in their car, turning on the radio, and hearing the Liberty Radio Network. You can make that vision a reality with your own micro radio station. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how you can put our programs on the air in your area. You can have LRN.FM running around the clock, and you can even add in your own local shows. Building a radio station is simple, but programming isn't. That's where LRN.FM comes in. Learn more at broadcast.lrn.fm. That's broadcast.lrn.fm.
When you hear the word lobbyist, you probably think about greedy corporations, but not all lobbyists are the same. Some are fighting for the freedoms you hold dear. Liberty Lobby LLC is doing just that in New Hampshire, working hard to represent you, not some special interest group. You can help by going to libertylobby.info, where your contribution will give us the tools we need to ensure that your voice is heard. Visit libertylobby.info today to find out more.
The three most important things you can do for LRN.FM are: 1. Let your friends know you're listening to LRN.FM on your social networking profile. 2. Buy the things you buy online through shop.lrn.fm. 3. Give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm. It's my firm belief that the AMP program is the best use of your charitable dollar among liberty-oriented groups. Support all your favorite organizations, but make sure you give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm.
So the protection of life, liberty, and property is what the Free State Project is all about. But it's an effort to move 20,000 people who understand.
It's about demonstrating to the entire country
that, yeah, we can have a free market, a truly free market. Making it just a freer, great place to live.
It's the world's largest voluntarist libertarian community, and it's only getting bigger.
That's amazing, to be able to move to a place where other people passionately believe in being free and independent.
What the Free State Project is managing to do, though, is to put their money where their mouth is. It's physically getting up across the country and saying, let's go someplace and let's demonstrate the power of these ideas. There's a lot of kind of philosophy that surrounds liberty. There's a lot of thinking about it and talking about it. But here in New Hampshire, people are doing it.
101 Reasons Liberty Lives in New Hampshire, a documentary by Free State Project Early Movers. Watch it free at 101reasonsfilm.com. 101reasonsfilm.com.
This is the Liberty Radio Network, broadcasting the latest liberty-oriented audio content 24 hours a day at LRN.FM.
This is Angel Clark, and you're listening to The Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
Welcome back here to the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. Broadcasting live from our Zencash studio here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. And I'm joined in the studio today by Mr. Chris Wade from ThinkPenguin.com and the Queen of Crypto herself, Miss Aria DiMezzo of CryptocurrencyCheck.org. So we started out having a discussion of, the leadership being a reflection of the people. And
I don't think we ever actually got to that.
We started it. We played the video, and then that was as far as it went, because as soon as we began to try to talk about
Did we play the video?
We did. We began to, it was in the second segment. We began to try to talk about it. And then
we did. Okay.
The thing. And you know what? This story here really kind of shows that whole thing. Like, Trump,
it's not just Muslims doing it, though.
Well, no, I'm saying it's a reflection of the people in general, not just Muslims. That Trump, as a leader in America, is a reflection of America. What do Americans want? Well, Trump rose to prominence off of victimhood culture. He was able to cast himself as a victim to the right. Yeah, to the right, he was able to cast himself as a victim of the same people they feel they've been victimized by. So Trump rose through victimhood culture. And what is it that Americans want? They want to be famous. They want their own reality TV show because, I'm so interesting. And what do how do they want to get there? They want to get there through portraying themselves as victims, because that's the easiest and fastest route to get there. So what do we have? We have a professional buffoon for a president who used both sides of victimhood culture in order to propel himself to power. We have a reflection of American society as our president.
Well, some aspects of American society, I would say.
I would say at its heart, American society is both bigoted and violent. Because if it's not whites bigoted against blacks, it's people of color bigoted against straight white males. So but bigotry is bigotry, and we've become a culture of bigotry and a culture that we love violence. Our culture talks about loving peace, but in truth, we relish in violence. Our most popular movies are violent. Our most popular video games are violent. We ourselves love the violence of the state as a culture. We push it.
So I get the state thing. I'm not sure about the violence like on television, because that's not actually violence. That's just imagination. It's not real. But I certainly would agree. The state is certainly, and people advocating for the state,
I think as a culture, we simply enjoy violence, and it affects us as a culture.
I don't think it's just our culture, though. I mean, that goes back thousands of years.
I mean, I think people enjoy it.
We represent ourselves as the opposite of that to the whole. And the whole world used to believe it.
Oh, we're all evolved, and
we're the first world. Remember, first world.
Yeah,
we're pro peace and anti nukes, but the people who are anti nuke are pro Bernie. Like, I don't want nukes, but I love government kicking the piss out of people and taking their money. Well, I mean, you're a supporter of violence.
See, that's not how they see it, but that's the reality of it. It's exactly what's happening.
Well, I'm sorry, but I believe that things have an effect on people, and if you are a supporter of violence, whether you consciously know it or not, that has an effect on you as a human being.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is the people who are supporting it don't necessarily see it, because they go ahead and most of these people don't even understand how the money is being taken from them.
Well, I think they do see it, but they dehumanize the other side.
Do they see it?
They see that they're taking money from rich people, but they don't care because they're not human beings anymore.
Yeah,
they're parasites.
But they're even taking it from themselves. I mean,
but they feel like they get like a little an internal jolly when they give theirs. They're like, oh, it makes me feel good because I'm doing this. Yeah, but you're robbing the other person. You're giving. How about you write that check and give it to a charity, and then you can feel good? Well, yeah, but their argument is, but their check won't fix anything. We need the state to steal a check from that other guy. Well, yeah, but what gives you the right to take his money? Well, because society exists and he profits from society, therefore society is owed more of his money. Okay, well, he gives jobs to tens of thousands of people. Well, those people aren't paid enough, so it's not a big enough contribution. Okay, well, he also gives X amount of billions in dollars in taxes. That's still not enough. It's not. There's never a point, and I don't believe there'll ever be a point until the CEO of Walmart is making $35,000 a year. There will never be a point that these people will be happy.
And then we end up in social collapse.
Yeah, I mean, there won't be a CEO at that point,
Right.
because you can make just as much money doing the bagging.
Exactly. But they don't understand those simple economic precepts, which is
No,
another
because they're
reason.
nihilists.
Like tomorrow, we're actually going to talk about theology and capitalism. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why were most of the people who were considered quote unquote prophets in Western religions either shepherds or merchants? Why were they themselves involved in trade? Jesus was the only one, and he himself was a shepherd for a time. So why? Why was that? And it's a question that we're going to get into tomorrow. But for today, you've got a whole entire generation that have lost this idea that Jesus, now they think Jesus was a communist because he told people to freely give their property up for
it's
social redistribution. But there's a difference in God wants you to do this, and if you don't, you will be punished in the afterlife. And if you don't do this, John will come. Huh?
None of that was even the point Jesus was making when he said, "Cast off your worldly possessions."
No, he's talking about charity.
No,
Exactly.
I don't even think it was that.
Doing
was it?
so,
Not a state.
It was that
he tells a
obsession
rich
over
man.
these obsession over these things separates you from the divine. That was his point. Is that they're worshiping wealth and the acquisition of property.
Well, also the whole thing about like a rich man getting into heaven, I always interpreted it as there are not very many rich men who are moral. Many men who come about their positions of power do so in an immoral way. They cut throats and step on heads and work with the state in order to harm competition.
Yep,
There's
that's
so
it right
many
there.
different immoral things that people do to get rich. And that's why they say it's easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than it is for a rich man to enter the gates of heaven. And the Quran has a similar passage. And the reason why is because it's hard to find an honest businessman. And there's even a hadith where the Prophet ﷺ said that an honest merchant is like the martyrs. That to be a merchant who is honest and forthright at all times makes you on the same moral level as the man who would die to protect his faith or his family. So, I mean, that's a pretty strong endorsement of free market trade, I would have to say. And a pretty strong acknowledgement of the fact that when people get rich, they lose their moral compass many times because they want to maintain that. And sometimes in order to maintain that, you have to do dirty stuff, totally off the topic of what we were talking about to start with this lying fool here. I can't believe it. It just keeps happening. How many times do they have to get caught lying about it before they stop?
Well, clearly at least once more.
This is, I want to say, four of these specific cases where it's a tip and a message that was fake on a tip. This is 4 in 2 years that have all been fake. 4 in 2 years, and they've all been fake. Why do people even keep sharing them anymore? Why?
Political agendas.
It reinforces what they already think is going on, and it allows them to believe that they're correct and this is all Trump's fault, and it reinforces that self-righteousness.
It doesn't even matter whether it's true.
Yep.
We've got to a point in society where it doesn't matter if it's true just so long as it validates our positions. And all of our political philosophies are falling into this gigantic pit that's dug in the road. Whether right wing, left wing, libertarian, if it validates my philosophy, it doesn't matter if it's true. We'll share any news story, any clickbait piece of garbage that once you read it, you get 4 sentences in, and it doesn't say anything even remotely like what the title of the damn story is. All right. Well, when we get back here, we're going to continue on with our crypto hour. And, we're going to be talking about a new mining algorithm that allows you to start mining Bitcoin in a place that you used to that most people don't think you can anymore. So stick around for that. We'll be back with the crypto hour here on the Call to Freedom in just a moment.
If you're looking for work, or even if you're not, here's an innocent mistake you really want to avoid. Never return calls before listening to your voicemail. Your wireless phone sends calls you didn't answer into voicemail, and it shows you phone numbers for calls you missed. Important. Don't call back callers you missed until you have first listened to your messages. Otherwise, you frustrate people who bothered to leave messages by asking them to repeat a message they just left as your voicemail greeting instructed them to. If you're a job applicant, this alone could be a deal killer. And even if you're not, there are few things you can convey to someone that are as fundamentally maddening as, "I didn't hear you." With money and attention so scarce now, effective communication skills have never been more important. For more tips for job seekers and everyone else, hit survivalspeech.com. I'm Holland Cook.
Did you know we've taken our LRN.FM telephone listen line to a new level with the LRN.FM audio on demand line? Now you can call 712-770-8447 anytime and listen to LRN.FM's live feed. And you can listen to a bunch of our original shows on demand. Long distance fees may apply. Just dial 712-770-8447 and choose from the menu. 712-770-8447. Are you a cryptocurrency advocate? The Crypto Tip is the ideal outreach tool to help new people discover cryptocurrency. It's a printable business card-sized tip that you can give to service providers, preferably in addition to a good cash tip. When the server scans the QR code, it'll bring up an explanation of cryptocurrency, how to install a wallet, and allow them to claim the tip. If they don't claim the crypto, you get your tip refunded to you after a time period you specify. Plus, if they do claim the tip, you get an email alert. Create as many tips as you want at cryptotip.org. That's cryptotip.org.
More of the Call to Freedom is coming up next, live after the news on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Tuesday, July 24th, 2018. Silver is trading at $15.53 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,226 per ounce. Zencash is trading at $25, and the average price of Bitcoin is $8,257. Antiwar.com reports doubling down on President Trump's late-night Twitter rant threat to make Iran suffer consequences the likes of which few throughout history have ever suffered before. National Security Advisor John Bolton says President Trump had spoken to him in recent days about his intention to take action. Bolton says Trump told him that the next time Iran does anything at all to the negative, they will pay a price like few countries have ever paid before. Bolton has been advocating U.S. wars against Iran for many years, and while neither Trump nor Bolton explicitly said that what was going to happen to Iran was a U.S. military attack, that was clearly meant to be the implication. Bolton in particular would almost certainly not seem so satisfied with the plan if it was something short of war. Most analysts are comparing President Trump's recent comments against Iran to last year's threats against North Korea, which preceded a diplomatic deal. Whether this is an attempt to replicate that in Iran or just a threat for its own sake remains to be seen. Are you looking for a cryptocurrency that has a focus on users and usability? Then look into Zencash. Zencash has the ability to use both transparent and shielded transactions, with shielded transactions using zero-knowledge proofs. Zencash features global governance with inclusive decision-making, reliable funding for continuous improvements, and documentation and wallets in many languages that are available for Linux, Mac, Windows, and Android devices. Learn more at Zencash.com. That's Zencash.com. UPI reports ride-hailing companies Uber and Lyft have suspended a St. Louis driver who live-streamed hundreds of passengers for months without their knowledge. The live streams revealed personal conversations of passengers on a Twitch web channel and comments made about the conversations and female passengers' bodies, a format similar to HBO's Taxi Cab Confessions from the late 1990s and early 2000s. The driver, Jason Gorgak, told the St. Louis Dispatch he doesn't see anything wrong with broadcasting his rides to a web audience. The revelation, though, IMO had provoked debate about privacy, ethics, and legality, even though an Uber spokesperson said the practice is not against the law in Missouri. Nonetheless, Uber and Lyft both suspended him after the Post-Dispatch first reported the story. A statement by Lyft said, "The safety and comfort of the Lyft community is our top priority, and we have deactivated this driver." Gargak's live stream channel was also removed from Twitch. Twitch said in a statement to UPI, "In terms of this particular person, we do not comment on terms of service violations in regard to specific individuals." Before his channel was taken down, Gargak had earned about $3,500 from Twitch users since March. He also said he primarily used the streams, which were archived on his channel for 60 days for security reasons. He emphasized that he added a 4-inch square sticker on the rear passenger window that read, "Notice, for security, this vehicle is equipped with audio and visual recording devices. Consent given by entering vehicle." Passengers contacted by the St. Louis Post-Dispatch said they did not see the sticker. In 2115 New England, there are no borders, no states, and no regulations, yet never has a more peaceful and prosperous place existed. But Mr. Drake Security Company has seen better days. Faced with the prospect of waning power, Mr. Drake intends to replace the anarchy of New England with a government. But at what cost? And can anyone stop him? Anarchy in New England by Joe Jarvis is available from Amazon.com and all major bookstores. Reuters reports the family of an Australian woman shot dead by Minneapolis police last year after calling to report a suspected crime near her home sued the city and several officers on Monday, saying they violated her civil rights. The fatal July 2017 shooting of 40-year-old life coach Justine Ruzick-Damond sparked international outrage amid a wave of U.S. police shootings that fueled a debate over the use of force by law enforcement. Ex-Minneapolis police officer Mohammed Noor was charged with third-degree murder and second-degree manslaughter for shooting Damond through the door of his patrol car as she approached him after calling police to say she thought she heard a woman being raped. Noor was fired the day the charges were filed and is free on $400,000 bail. The civil suit, filed in federal district court in Minnesota, names Noor and his partner Matthew Harity and accuses them of conspiring to conceal the facts around the shooting and failing to record the incident on their body cameras. The suit also referenced their ages. Noor was 32, Harity was 25, and called them inexperienced officers who appear by their conduct unfit for duty. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.
Shortly after being fired from his coding position at a downsizing tech firm, 34-year-old Irvine native Sam Morrison told reporters Monday that he believed he had finally achieved the sort of work-life balance for which he has long strived.
Yeah, ever since I got fired, it just seems like my whole entire routine is just clicking. I go for jogs in the afternoon, spend nights with my wife and kid. I'm even cooking more. Everything just feels right.
Morrison, who since his termination has found time to pick up reading again, eat a healthy diet, and sleep more than 5 hours a night, noted that his unemployment has allowed him to find a level of harmony in his personal life that he never before thought possible.
For a while there, I thought that I was going to spend the rest of my life constantly worrying about getting to the office on time and pleasing my boss. Outside of the late payments on the house, the mounting credit card debt, the rapidly depleting savings, my life is essentially stress-free. I honestly couldn't be happier.
This is the Onion News Network.
The Call to Freedom is an opinion show. It's meant for informational purposes only. It is not licensed financial advice. It is very important to do your own analysis before making any investment based on your own personal circumstances. You should take independent financial advice from a professional in connection with or independently research and verify any information that you hear from the Call of Freedom and wish to rely upon, whether for the purpose of making an investment decision or otherwise. I mean, come on, guys. Duh. It's a cryptocurrency investment and a political talk radio. Of course, it's opinions.
Hodul. Hodul.
You better hold on for dear life, because it's time for the Crypto Hour, brought to you by motionproject.org here on the Call to Freedom.
That's right, it's time for the Call to Freedom's Crypto Hour, brought to you by the Motion Project at motionproject.org. We are going to be talking, starting off today, about Honey Miner. Honey Miner purports to be an app that will allow you to earn Bitcoin with your laptop again. New mining software promises to let almost anyone earn small amounts of Bitcoin with a Windows laptop, giving users a taste of the cryptocurrency's early days. Revealed exclusively to CoinDesk, the New Jersey-based crypto mining startup Honeyminer quietly launched a free beta in June and has already garnered 10,000 downloads across the globe. Honeyminer allows users to participate.
That's not impressive. 10,000 downloads in a month and a half.
Yeah, but that's without announcing it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Honeyminer allows users to participate in a dynamic mining pool by running the app when the computer's graphics processing unit isn't in use processing images or videos. The pool focuses on mining cryptos like Ethereum, Ethereum Classic, Zcash, Monero, and other GPU-friendly currencies. Then at the end of the session, Honeyminer sends the participants' earnings converted into Bitcoin directly to the user's wallet. The miner doesn't have to do the math or manage all the configurations and settings or manually check the prices. Honeyminer advisor Noah Jessup, a venture capitalist at the Founder Collective of San Francisco, said, he added, "We make it so that any surplus compute, so any laptop you aren't using all the way up to a rig that you run is automatically doing the most profitable computations." This type of service offers new opportunities for people who want to acquire Bitcoin but have little money to invest or limited access to cryptocurrency exchanges. It could broaden the range of participants in cryptocurrency mining, which over the years has had its barriers to entries rise as expensive specialized hardware gave large professional operations an edge over hobbyists. Honeyminer's algorithm automatically switches between cryptocurrencies every 10 minutes or so, depending on block size, if there's a sudden change in the currency's mining profitability. We are pooling people together to find those block rewards faster. Together we have a larger hash rate, Honeyminer co-founder Larry Komm told CoinDesk. Not only do we connect you to the blockchain and anonymize you through us, you are also contributing to what is, in essence, a pool. To be sure, this isn't the most profitable way to mine cryptocurrency, given broad market volatility compared to Bitcoin and Honeyminer's cut ranging from 2.5% to 8% depending on the quality of the user's hardware. Someone with a few high-end GPUs could expect to earn Bitcoin worth $1 or $2 from running the software almost all day. However, it may be
that's not going to be profitable then.
It may be one of the easiest methods to date. Although the company declined to specify how many users are in nations where cryptocurrency access is restricted, such as Jordan or Venezuela, it said more than 18% of all of its users hail from developing nations. If you hear about crypto, you want to learn. You can either go out and pay real cash money, or you can download a program in 30 seconds and start earning your own crypto for free.
I mean, maybe if you're in one of those countries where the cost of electricity are so much lower.
They're subsidized.
Yeah. But here, if you're running multiple GPUs to mine crypto, you're consuming more than $1 or $2 in power a day to do it.
Yeah. Well, he's talking about on your laptop, that it's basically free. You know, especially in these countries where access is, like, there's a lot of places that have solar power. Like their phones, where my wife comes from, most of them have solar. So you have an iPhone, but it's solar powered. They don't have them here, but we don't have rolling brownouts every 3 days.
Yeah. I mean, you can also set up a solar power charger.
I mean, could you imagine how much they would charge for a solar powered phone here in the U.S. and over there, like street sweepers in Kenya, in Nairobi?
You can get a solar charger for your phone at Walmart for like $60.
Not a solar charger. The phone, the back of your phone is a solar panel on it. So that it's charging.
But it's always going to be facing down. It's never going to be facing the sun.
Yes. How many people put their phone with the screen facing up?
Everybody.
Oh, I guess I'm weird because I do this. My case holds the screen up off of any surface, so I always put it like that because I got the bright green because that's why I wanted it, was so I could see it.
Interesting. What about you?
I lose my phone all the time.
I would definitely put it down the other way, so my screen is protected from scratches and other stuff. I mean,
for me, the case is bright colored because I'm blind and stupid. So I set my phone down, and if I don't see the bright green Game Boy case, then it's just this. And to me, that blends into everything. I wouldn't be able to see the phone 9 times out of 10. My kids have to find the phone for me. Like, Daddy, it's right there. No, it's, oh. Well, I can't see it until you physically move it and I see the sheen off of the glass. That's why I have a bright case. So I guess I'm just weird. Oh, oops. But yeah, like there's the solar panel would be here, and it would be charging your phone while it was sitting there while I was talking to you while we were having lunch at a cafe. While we were sitting outside, the sun would be charging my phone.
It's only going to get a trickle charge. It's not going to like...
Which is, when you're living in a country that has power outages on a regular basis, it's a pretty big thing.
I don't know, man. I would think it would be better to just get yourself a solar, a larger
external
solar
battery.
panel.
We've got one of those too now that my father-in-law brought with him. It's like a 4-hour external battery. It's solar charged. You just leave it on the hood of on the dash of the van.
That makes more sense than the solar panels on phones, though.
They have both.
Okay.
I guess it's because some people don't want to walk around with their phone connected to this like 3-pound clunky thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just going to take forever to charge. It's not going to charge. I mean, how many weeks do you want to, put your phone out in the sun to charge?
Well, again, like this is a country that you need the solar because power goes in and out on a regular basis. So when the power's in, you plug the phone into the wall. But when the power's out, you've got a trickle charge that keeps...
wireless charging has the same
going.
drawback. Because my S7 is broken, I have to charge it wirelessly, and it hasn't been at 100% in probably 3 weeks.
I don't know what the numbers are exactly. I just know that the solar panels for a phone is just, it doesn't provide much electricity at all.
Again, when you're somewhere where there's no electricity at all, a little bit is better than nothing.
I mean, it's so little it's pointless. Like, you might as well not have a phone.
It would probably at least
mitigate
the battery drain.
Do you want to be able to make a phone call once a week? Because maybe you'll get a few minutes out of it if you let it do.
I think you would get more than
again,
that.
like this is keeping your phone charged through the day. Rather than,
but it doesn't do that.
Once.
It's just not going to get enough electricity from a solar panel.
Why do you say that? I mean,
it's
let's
just
look
too
at
small.
The numbers. How much
indoors? Look it up. I'm pretty confident, but
solar charging has come a long way in the last decade or so.
I've had solar panels recently that were bigger than that, and it couldn't even keep a little a smaller device which uses a heck of a lot less power charged or running without the battery part of it.
Let's see. We'll have to look it up. We'll look it up while we're on break. So anyway, when we get back here on the Call to Freedom, when we get back here on the Call to Freedom, we'll continue on with this discussion of Honeywell and its what was it called?
Honey Miner.
Honey Miner, right? No.
Yeah, Honey Miner.
Yeah, Honey Miner software and your ability to mine Bitcoin on your laptop again. When we get back.
Did you know that Free Aid is a mutual aid, educational, and networking organization? At Free Aid, we support volunteers who provide first aid. We do outreach to the public about health and safety, and we bring together medically skilled freedom lovers. Free Aid is made possible by your generous support. Donors can receive great gifts like first aid kits, t-shirts, silver dime cards, and hoodies. The Free Aid Silver Dime Card Project is sponsored in part by Roberts & Roberts Brokerage, Freedom's Phoenix, and Don't Tread on Meme. Visit fr33aid.com.
Free Talk Live.
I don't care what they wrote down on pieces of paper. The fact is, this government exists through consent. It exists through mass consent because people believe in it. It's a cult. People believe in the idea that it's okay to aggress against their neighbors so long as they have a good reason for it. They believe that it's okay to aggress against their neighbors so long as a majority of people walking into some booth check a box somewhere.
People spend more time thinking about the government and pledging allegiance to the flag than they do. Many people spend more time pledging allegiance to the flag than they do praying to their God. Their religion is this government.
It's actually, if you believe in like the Christian religion and all that, putting other gods above your God is usually a pretty bad thing.
Yeah,
But
to me, the Pledge of Allegiance is simply a prayer to the God of the government.
it's essentially religious indoctrination for the state.
Free Talk Live, 7 nights a week from 7 to 10 Eastern, live on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get 1 free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
Radio is the most personal of mediums. I exist right now in your head. If you listen to Free Talk Live regularly, you know me. Free Talk Live is on more than 160 radio stations around the U.S. and has been downloaded on every continent around the world. Hundreds of thousands of listeners with ad packages from $600 a month to $6,000 a month. Imagine what we can do for your business, project, website, or idea. Email me, mark@freetalklive.com.
Did you know you can listen to LRN.FM via our free-to-air satellite channels? We have channels over nearly all of North America and much of Africa. All you need is an affordable receiver and a dish as small as 30 inches. There are no monthly fees. Learn more at sat.lrn.fm. Plus, if you are a broadcaster or want to be one, this is a good delivery method for our content. See our coverage maps and get details at sat.lrn.fm. That's sat.lrn.fm. sat.lrn.fm.
Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm.
You can sign up to receive the latest about the Liberty Radio Network via our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. That's updates.lrn.fm.
You're listening to The Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
تستمتعون إلى برنامج نداء للحرية مباشرة على LRN.FM.
All right, welcome back into the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. Broadcasting live from our Zencast studio here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. And, well, we are here in the studio with our tech guy, Mr. Chris Wade, and, well, Miss Aria DiMezzo, the Queen of Crypto herself from cryptocurrencycheck.org. And we've been talking about this honey miner. And we kind of got distracted a little bit with a discussion of solar chargers and things like that. So like the solar battery chargers they have also for laptops. So it's just basically it's a backup battery that's solar.
I would definitely agree in regard to laptops that you're not going to power a laptop on solar.
I'm not saying you're powering the laptop on solar. I'm saying
you're not going to charge the battery.
It's a backup battery.
It's not going to work on a laptop.
It's just not going to give you enough power. Yeah, it's not to say that you won't get a little bit of a charge out of it, but it's going to take you a really long time of leaving your solar charger hooked up in the sun.
At the very least,
you have
it's slowing down your power drain, so that you're getting. Yeah. The one thing says you get 120% auto, like just for having the phone cover on. If you're outside, you've got it in a phone clip, so it gets exposed to the sun. At the very least, you get 120% of your battery life. So you increase your battery life by 20% because it slows how quickly your battery goes down.
I mean, those numbers sound idealistic. I call me skeptical.
I will call you skeptical.
They sound like marketing numbers.
Could be, very well could be. That's the Puma phone, by the way, that those numbers come from. So anyway, but getting back to the story here at hand, says okay, Honey Miner's software was in part inspired by the controversies that surround Bitcoin mining, namely the way many users of the software feel that the China-based hardware provider Bitmain has achieved a near monopoly on mining equipment, and how a similar small number of firms control the majority of mining pools. As we've watched in Bitcoin proper, the arms race escalates as to this custom hardware. And then people who have access to the best silicone tabs are the people who control mining. For us, it's all about increasing the number of people who have access to the, quote, best in class. According to David Vorick, the CEO of Nebulous, which operates Siacoin, and the mining equipment manufacturer Obelisk, this may not change the broader ecosystem beyond attracting more curious newcomers. Especially because the software is closed-sourced, albeit with plans to extend open APIs.
Why does that not surprise me?
Right.
I would like to know how many laptops it takes to equal one ASIC.
So they said that in the best situation, it was. So I went to their website and it was like $2 a day for one high-end GPU, and they're going to take a percentage of that.
Yeah.
I don't know that you're going to be mining much with your typical laptop, if anything. Yeah. I'm just calling me skeptical. And there's already, it's not this software from the sounds of it. It's actually they're just basically switching between cryptocurrencies which can be mined with your GPU, which already exists. It's not a cryptocurrency, right? So it's
mining software.
Yeah.
It says here, this actually increases centralization because all you've done is moved the power from the mining pools or users who have advanced, who have to be advanced to software toolkits. Basically, all the power lies with the developers of the software. Elaborating on this point, Vorick said he believes GPU mining will almost entirely disappear over the next 2 years regardless. We're going to see general purpose ASICs mining hardware come out that is capable of targeting lots of algorithms. As soon as that happens, the role that GPUs play will simply disappear. For better or worse, the Honey Miner team recognizes that it will need to offer additional features for different types of users. For newbie retail investors, Honey Miner will soon allow them to send their Bitcoin to wallets on third-party platforms like Coinbase. Plus,
they can't do that now?
Plus, the app's algorithm.
What's the point of mining it?
Can also help miners with professional mining rigs as well.
To say I own 0.0000003 Bitcoin?
Right. Whether they're cheap laptops or pro rigs, each computer will get a different task based on its particular performance or capabilities. You'll get assigned what is most profitable for it. A specialized version called Honey Miner Pro is in the works for professional miners who need help with power consumption management and options for manually choosing which cryptos to mine. So they're not restricted to whatever's most profitable or which coins to cash out in case they don't want Bitcoin. Speaking to the lack of user-friendly tools for both novice and experienced miners, Combs said, I would say there's not a clear competitor for us, which is why we built what we built. Basically, we gave you super high end and super low end and nothing else because, well, ain't nobody else giving you nothing. So where else are you going to go?
I'm a little skeptical of that. There's a few tools out there, commercial tools out there.
I love when a company says, well, you can't buy it anywhere else, so why do we care to develop a better product?
I mean, there's also the fact that mining isn't hard.
It
takes editing a text file and slapping your wallet address in there, and that's pretty much it.
It's not, and there's even like live CDs and stuff like that, which will allow you to mine all sorts of cryptocurrencies. They cost a little bit of money, but it's you literally,
if you don't know how to make them yourself.
Right.
Well, I mean, we're still not able to mine Bitcoin Gold at the house. So
that's the issue. Well, that's I don't know what the issue.
I don't know.
But why would you want to mine? But we can mine all kinds of other crap.
Yep. We still need you to come over to the house because we have Linux-based hardware.
Yeah.
And we are just like, it's like a really nice CPU miner.
I got a feeling like this is just a issue with the card itself that you guys are trying to boot off of.
They're brand new.
It's a user issue. I'm not familiar enough with Linux in order to successfully flash.
But you can't even boot off
card.
of it, right?
Because the card isn't successfully flashed. It has no operating system.
Oh, so you're having issues actually flashing the card?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Well, yeah, it's not that hard. It's just DD space IF equal whatever the image and then OF equal.
Oh yeah.
The device.
See, I use Windows.
Come on over, Chris. We'll feed you. All right. When we get back here on the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM, we're going to be talking about a new Bitcoin wallet that claims to fulfill all of Bitcoin's old privacy promises. We get back here on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
Hi, I'm Derek J. I don't want a politician to represent me. To me, government is the idea that one group of people can coerce everyone to comply with an edict or face increasing punishments up to and including death. Despite perhaps the most noble of intentions, the best government services are a far cry from what could be provided for by voluntary interactions. Besides, the people who call themselves the government wage wars and put peaceful people in jail for crimes involving no victims. If Starbucks used some of its money to drop bombs, I wouldn't shop there. So why would I support the American empire? The empire does not require my consent.
Derek J's Victimless Crime Spree. Watch it for free and order the Director's Cut DVD at victimlesscrimespree.com. That's victimlesscrimespree.com.
This Your Family Today tip is brought to you by Nestle Pure Life Water, helping you drink better and live better by providing a zero-calorie alternative to sugary drinks. Visit us at nestle-purelife.us. When kids are playing, they often don't want to stop to keep hydrated, so send them out with a bottle of water and encourage them to take frequent drink breaks, or call them inside for a quick sip. For more tips like these, visit us at parenthood.com/yourfamilytoday.
Free Press Publications is an independent, alternative media and publishing company founded in June 2009 with the mission of ensuring a free press for the freedom movement and is committed to spreading the message of peace, freedom, love, and liberty. FPP also gives new authors an avenue for publishing freedom-oriented material. FPP brings you daily news and commentary on the website fpp.cc, as well as a daily 5-minute newscast, FPP Radio News, and weekly news, views, and commentary in the FPP Freedom Minute and Peace, Love, Liberty Radio at fppradio.com, and the monthly newspaper FPP News at news.fpp.cc. Find FPP online at fpp.cc. That's fpp.cc, as in Creative Commons.
Here's a chance to do a little activism while you're cruising Facebook, Twitter, or Google+. Between the LOL cats, the recipes, the hot girls, and the inspirational sunrise memes, Free Talk Live's posts pass by your newsfeed. Like them, comment. It gives us more exposure. If you don't see our posts, click like at facebook.freetalklive.com and then hover over it to click Get Notifications. It's an easy way to spread the ideas of liberty a bit further. I know you're busy, but you can spare that 1/10 of a calorie it takes to click on something. Facebook.freetalklive.com.
On Free Talk Live, we're bringing people to the ideas of liberty every day. From wrestling superstars like Glenn Jacobs.
You guys really are having an impact, I believe. Like I said, a lot of where I am now is due to listening to Free Talk Live. You changed my mind on some very important issues years ago.
To random people tuning in on the radio.
I was kind of stuck in the left-right paradigm. I heard your show by chance on a Saturday night. From there, I went on, joined the Free State Project, and become an amplifier. So, I mean, that's really the reason why I amp is because I know that if it wasn't for you guys being on as many stations as you are, I never would have found the ideas of liberty.
Your amp will directly change more lives by getting Free Talk Live in front of people looking for talk radio online and on the air. When you amp Free Talk Live, you get perks like access to the AMP-only Facebook group and AMP podcast. Visit amp.freetalklive.com.
What's up next? Visit the Liberty Radio Network program guide to find out at shows.lrn.fm. That's shows.lrn.fm.
You are listening to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. आप सुन रहे हैं स्वतंत्रता की पुकार सिर्फ और सिर्फ LRN.FM पे।
Very, very quiet. I'm hunting rabbits.
All right, welcome back into the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. We're in the middle of our crypto hour, brought to you by Motion Project over at motionproject.org. Put your ideas into motion. Now, we moving right along today. We've found a new claim online, and, well, you never know just how true those claims are, so I wanted to take a look. It says that there's a new Bitcoin wallet that fulfills old privacy promises. Quote, from here on out, people can't say Bitcoin is not private anymore. That's how veteran developer Adam Fiskor, now CTO and co-founder of the privacy tech startup ZK Snacks, described the importance of the Wasabi wallet set to debut on August the 1st. This desktop-friendly Bitcoin wallet, which can only be used with the anonymizing Tor browser, will be the first relatively mainstream light wallet to offer CoinJoin transactions, dispatching lots of transactions at once to obscure their sources. First proposed by Bitcoin Core legend Gregory Maxwell in 2013, CoinJoin is one of the most prominent attempts to solve one of Bitcoin's greatest challenges. While addresses are pseudonymous, all transactions are publicly recorded on the blockchain, undermining user privacy. While developers have been experimenting for years with improvements to anonymity models, Wasabi Wallet will finally make using CoinJoin as easy as flipping a switch. Because these privacy tech projects generally avoid collecting data about their users for obvious reasons, it's hard to determine how many people use privacy-oriented wallets. However, Samurai Wallet's Android app, arguably the Bitcoin industry's leading privacy wallet since the project was founded in 2015 and has garnered a measly 27,000 downloads. The team behind Samurai also plans to implement a type of CoinJoin feature by the end of the year, called a Whirlpool Cycle. So Fiskor added another unique feature to further distinguish the Wasabi wallet. Most Bitcoin wallets actually have thousands of addresses inside, he said, but blockchain explorers like blockchain.info can often detect that those unique addresses share a common source, since the same wallet will send an explorer balance queries on all its addresses simultaneously, tipping the user's hand that they belong to the same person. And that's what we want to avoid, Fiskor said. To do so, he applied a so-called filtering solution, first proposed by the Bitcoin developer known as Roast Beef, which Fiskor said enables the wallet to query how much money's in your wallet in a way that you don't connect your addresses together. With the filter, instead of pinging an Explorer, you can figure out which blocks in the blockchain you are interested in, and you connect to a lot of Bitcoin nodes and get one block from one node. Fixer said that basically they can't figure out which transaction you're interested in, and they can't make statistical guesses what this random guy who asks for a block from me wants to do with that block. Although funds are otherwise viewable on the blockchain itself, Wasabi will be the only wallet that obscures from nodes how much Bitcoin the total wallet holds. No other light wallet queries the balance in a private way, he said. Beyond the Japanese motifs, the Samurai and Wasabi projects have a lot in common, both in terms of value and business models. The most obvious commonality is a privacy focus. Speaking to why he's so passionate about privacy, Fixor said it's critical to the success of a currency that any individual unit is as valuable as any other, no matter where it's been. Fungibility is very closely related to privacy and anonymity, and we know this is a property of money, and that is a feature that it needs. I heard you click your teeth. I know you got something to say.
It sounds to me like more like a money laundering type of system as opposed to like privacy and anonymity. I don't know. That's what it just comes off as, but I don't necessarily have anything bad to say about it.
Well, I mean, even if he is correct and his software does exactly what it advertises to do, he still isn't making Bitcoin secure. He still isn't making Bitcoin private. A wallet is. And it's running through Tor, which isn't private,
but that doesn't
to use Bitcoin, which isn't private.
Yeah, it sounds. I'm a bit skeptical. I think the solution is probably Zerocoin and Zerocash, not those protocols. I mean, this is that's what's got the math behind it.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, trying to add privacy to Bitcoin is like putting makeup on a dog.
I mean, I think it could be done. I mean, I don't think it can be done. I know it could be done.
You can put makeup on a dog.
No. But I mean, it could be done if Bitcoin adopted Zerocash and Zerocoin protocol.
Yeah,
it could be done, but they haven't done that,
and they won't.
Right,
I mean,
and they won't.
Can't reach a consensus on simple things.
Right. So I am. Yeah,
I would like to see Bitcoin
I would switch away.
I would like to see Bitcoin become private, considering it's the leading cryptocurrency and the one that everybody's heard of. But it's not going to happen, and a wallet certainly isn't going to do it.
It's not.
It may be secure if you send coins from that wallet to a different holder of funds using that same wallet program. But once you send them to Coinami or Jax, it's completely non-private again. And not to mention you're going through Tor, which is not private.
Which is the whole problem with Bitcoin, though. You can just because you can sign up for something and send money to another one without revealing yourself. It's if you at any point send the money to somewhere that you can be identified, or somebody goes to that source and asks who sent you this money, it's game over.
Yeah, the blockchain itself. I mean, once I don't know, let's say you sell the Bitcoin on Coinbase and the cash goes into your bank account, you can trace that cash and how the Bitcoin came to that address all the way back to wherever it originated.
And any other payments that were made from that address, right? So it's not... Yeah.
That's why we don't generally promote the use of Bitcoin on this show.
Or Coinbase.
Not if you want privacy, that's for sure.
No, not at all. Well, because we do. We prefer privacy. We want a coin. Like that's what made me excited about Bitcoin when it first came out was the promise of privacy. And because originally it was anonymous, and now it's pseudonymous.
It was always misleading for people to say it was anonymous or even pseudo-anonymous. It was not pseudo-anonymous or anonymous. What it was it gave users control. Nobody else. It's not like you were putting cash into somebody else's bank. You were running your own bank. You had your own control over your own money, and that's what it gave you.
That was the other thing that I liked about crypto was the fact that it cut the throats of the guys that were shaking the country down.
Bitcoin was crypto 1.0. I think other cryptocurrencies have become crypto 2.0 or maybe even 3.0 at this point.
I do too. I totally agree. So when we get back, we're going to continue on with this conversation about this new Wasabi wallet. We're also going to talk about prices. What are prices doing? They're going up. We'll be right back.
If my words did glow with the gold of sunshine, and my tunes were played on the harp unstrung, would you hear my voice?
What do you shop for that you could otherwise buy at Amazon? Pretty much everything, right? Amazon has competitive pricing and they deliver, and that's a big plus. If you could plan ahead in your shopping, would you be interested in saving up to 33%? There's a catch. You have to do your shopping in Bitcoin. But imagine those savings. It's like a huge raise. All you have to do is go to saveitpurse.com. We've saved thousands, and you can too. Plan ahead and save. Saveitpurse.com. The Free State Project has reached its goal of 20,000 liberty lovers who've pledged to move to New Hampshire and get active to achieve liberty in our lifetime. Perhaps you're trying to figure out what part of New Hampshire should be your destination. If so, consider Keene. You'll find more than 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com. Keene is famous for its historic, publicity-generating activism, as well as being the liberty media capital of the world. It's home to freekeene.com, New Hampshire's destination for liberty activism, news, and opinion. For years, we've been compiling over 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com, where you'll learn about some of what's happening here and what makes Keene a great place to live. If you love liberty, you'll probably enjoy anywhere you end up in the Shire. But do your due diligence first. Please visit move.freekeene.com for the full list of over 150 reasons to move to Keene. That's move.freekeene.com.
Now that you've found the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM, you may want to help expose others to our great programs. To assist you in doing so, you'll find resources at promote.lrn.fm, including details on how to get a free bumper sticker, quarter-page flyers you can print out and distribute, banners for your website, as well as files that will allow you to make your own custom banners and graphics. Visit promote.lrn.fm and help bring new listeners to the Liberty Radio Network. That's promote.lrn.fm.
Looking for a great real estate investment? Consider New Hampshire, which is ground zero for the Liberty Movement. Your first call should be to Mark Worden from Porcupine Real Estate. He's more than just a real estate agent. He's your New Hampshire concierge. Where are the best places to live? Do you want farm, city, the burbs, or forest? Do you want a duplex or multifamily building so that renters pay your mortgage? There are homes in all price ranges in New Hampshire, and Mark can help with financing too. Invest in liberty and property. Mark Worden can help.
PorcupineRealEstate.com.
LRN.FM is proud to announce our official listening apps for Android and iOS devices. Now you can easily tune into our streams anywhere, anytime on your smartphone or tablet. Just visit apps.lrn.fm or search for LRN.FM in the Android or Apple app stores. Please download, rate us 5 stars, then share the link on your social media and let your friends and family know how you're listening to LRN.FM. Download it now, free at apps.lrn.fm.
This is Michael Dean from the Freedom Fiends. I've run websites since 1996 and have used over a dozen web hosts in that time. AgristHosting.com is the only one that hasn't broken my heart. Agrist Hosting's uptime and service is stellar, and their DDoS mitigation is the best I've seen. That's important because if you tell the truth in this world, you'll ruffle feathers. And some people will try dirty tricks to silence your voice. No matter what the haters hit us with, Agrist Hosting keeps our websites online. If you have a mission-critical commercial presence or a world-changing activism site, you cannot tolerate any skullduggery. So go with agristhosting.com. Have a WordPress or blog site, but you're not satisfied with performance or uptime? Or just want raw hosting? Want to pay with Bitcoin? Agrist Hosting specializes in high-performance hosting with personalized service. Go to agristhosting.com and click on the button that says Get Hosted. That's agristhosting.com.
If you enjoy LRN.FM, please contribute to your favorite shows via their websites and become an amplifier at amp.lrn.fm. That's amp.lrn.fm.
You are listening to the Call to Freedom on LRN.fm. Unasikiliza wito wa uhuru katika LRN.fm.
Welcome back into the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. Broadcasting live from our Zencash studio here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. It is the final segment of our Crypto Hour, brought to you by The Motion Project over at motionproject.org. So you guys heard as we went out to commercial, The Motion Project faucet playing. That means give us a call at 603-283-6160. 603-283-6160 to get your chance to win 10 free Motion coins from The Motion Project. So give us a call and claim those free coins. So we've been talking about this new Wasabi wallet.
Man, every time you said that, I want sushi.
Right?
You're making me hungry too.
Right. Too bad it's so damned expensive.
Yeah.
It says here, given the similarities between Wasabi and Samurai, that it's not surprising that the two have collaborated. Both privacy wallets will implement ZeroLink.
That's racist.
Right? Will implement ZeroLink. An open-sourced tool Fixor made to help developers find a wallet's security vulnerabilities. By working with the Samurai Wallet team on such tools, Fixor prioritized the open source ethos over any rivalries with a formidable competitor. Taking the idea even further, both teams plan to make almost all their software open source. Nevertheless, they're still competitors. Evincing the rivalry, SW critiqued Wasabi's CoinJoin feature for requiring users to wait until 100 users pooled their Bitcoin together to send out at once. How long is that going to take? SW asked. These privacy wallets share at least one more thing in common. They are out of step with the trend among VC-funded blockchain startups to become more like regulated financial institutions. Aside from recently seeking broker dealing or even banking licenses, the industry's unicorns are known for tracking their users' transactions on the blockchain in order to comply with anti-money laundering laws and international sanctions. Indeed, platforms like Coinbase often freeze accounts that accept cryptocurrency previously used on a gambling site or on dark market websites. That's why around 50, God, I hate Coinbase.
Yeah, and this is why I don't use Coinbase at all, or any intermediaries for that matter of that nature.
That's why around 15% of Samurai users utilize the Ricochet option, which adds 5 additional hops to a transaction until it lands at the intended destination. Wasabi's CoinJoin feature will offer similar, although not identical, obfuscation. On the other hand, Samurai already has many other unique privacy features, including a stealth mode that hides the application so that anyone stealing the phone wouldn't know that it holds a Bitcoin wallet. Plus, Samurai Wallet offers a remote command to wipe a stolen phone clean and transfer the wallet to another device. I know what I'm going to be getting later today. Such privacy features have proven especially useful for Bitcoin users in Venezuela, where corrupt officials are known for confiscating crypto-related devices. Venezuelan Samurai Wallet user Eduardo Gomez, head of support at the crypto startup Purse, who earns his salary in Bitcoin, told CoinDesk he uses features like Ricochet and CoinJoin because he fears platforms like Coinbase could freeze his account if he receives a Bitcoin with a questionable transaction history. "I have no control over which Bitcoin my employers send me," he told CoinDesk, concluding, I really want to emphasize how important fungibility is for Bitcoin. The community needs to solve this problem ASAP. Wasabi Wallet co-founder Lucas Ontivaro, it's just their names. Oh, it's why their picture, who they are in the picture. Never mind.
The solution is not to use Coinbase.
Yeah, don't use Coinbase. There would be your first thing not to do. Well, there you go. Stay away from Coinbase. Problem solved. Check it out, man. We're solving problems right here on the air.
I know. It was not even that difficult.
Just always remember, Coinbase isn't crypto, and you'll never have to worry. Coinbase isn't crypto. When you see criminal investigations, whose name do you usually see right up in the middle of it?
Coinbase.
Exactly.
Localbitcoins.com.
And Coinbase. What is it saying? Information obtained from Coinbase led us to know about this. So, I mean, we need to make like a snitches t-shirt and put the Coinbase.
Oh my God, that would be so hilarious.
What about the one where the Coinbase logo was going to be skipping with the IRS and the FBI?
I know, I love that, but I haven't been able to get anybody to draw it for me. I need somebody to design it with for me. And then we'll definitely make that one. Oy vey. I wasn't expecting for us to actually get through all of our stories before, with like 5 minutes left to go in the segment. So,
well, when I was in Mississippi, I didn't have much choice but to use Coinbase. That was just the reality of where I was. But
I got Omkar here, and he says Bitcoin has had a bullish start of the week, but the momentum could wane in the next few days. The leading cryptocurrency rose to a 2-month high of 81.30 on Bitfinex today, having witnessed an inverse head and shoulders breakout last week. The 40% rally from a 7-month low of 5,755 reached on June the 24th has put the bulls back in commanding position. Hence, further gains could be on the cards, albeit after a brief pause or even a price pullback, as a key technical indicator is flashing overbought conditions. At the time of press, Bitcoin was changing hands at 8,100 on Bitfinex. In my Coinomi wallet, it's around 8,240. Notably, the Relative Strength Index, the RSI rather, one of the most widely used momentum indicators, jumped above 70, overbought zone, earlier today, and is currently located at 74.56, its highest level since December. So it could be said that Bitcoin is at its most overbought level in 7 months. As a result, the currency may find it hard to gain a foothold above the immediate resistance of 81.40 in the next few days, and it could see a minor price pullback. That said, a technical correction, if any, will likely be short-lived, as the other tools are biased toward the bulls. For instance, the 5-day and 10-day moving averages are trending north, indicating a bullish setup. Meanwhile, the short duration charts are also calling for another price rally. The broadening wedge breakout seen on the chart, well, you guys can't see the chart, but it indicates a continuation of a rally from the July 17th low of 67.40. Accordingly, the attention is now shifted to the significant price obstacle of the 200-day MA, currently located at around $8,676. What's this mean, guys? Well, Bitcoin's break above 8,000 has bolstered the already bullish technical setup. However, overbought conditions could cap the upside around 8,150 over the next few days. A pullback to ascending bullish 10-day MAs, currently at around 75.70 and seen sloping upwards toward about 7,700 in the next 48 hours. And that can't be ruled out, but will likely end up refueling the Bitcoin freight train.
This guy is an idiot. I mean,
for a sustained move toward $8,600.
You can analyze all the data you want and get all of the economic data out there. If anybody could predict what prices were about to do, they would be billionaires.
Wow, I'm just amazed that it's at 8,250 for Bitcoin.
Yeah, it jumped up a lot.
It jumped so much. But then again, I didn't know Zencash jumped a lot.
It did. It went back up to 29, dropped back down to 23, and then back up to almost 26.
But I mean, he's basically throwing bones out there and going, I see the economic future.
And our other sponsors over at motionproject.org, they're back up to 40 cents a coin.
What did they bottom out at?
Like 29.
Okay.
But they were riding around 30 and 35 for the last, week or so. So seeing them, they're down 5% from the rally yesterday, but it's good to see them back in an area that's, above 30 cents.
Yeah.
So anyway, when we get back here on the Call to Freedom, it will be crypto time over and time to move on to the rest of our show. So don't go anywhere. We've got big questions, big discussions, and big ideas when we get back here on the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM.
Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm. There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and one with just the Edgington Post. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com.
Are you tired of governments murdering people around the world? Stop using their money. There is an alternative. Bitcoin is a stateless, free market, non-political currency. Bitcoin cannot be inflated or controlled by any government. By using their money, you are helping the state. Stop doing it. You have an incredible alternative available now. Learn it, use it, spread it. Get started with Bitcoin at bitcoin.com. That's bitcoin.com.
More of the Call to Freedom is coming up next, live after the news on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Tuesday, July 24th, 2018. Silver is trading at $15.53 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,226 per ounce. Zencash is trading at $25, and the average price of Bitcoin is $8,257. Antiwar.com reports doubling down on President Trump's late-night Twitter rant threat to make Iran suffer consequences the likes of which few throughout history have ever suffered before. National Security Advisor John Bolton says President Trump had spoken to him in recent days about his intention to take action. Bolton says Trump told him that the next time Iran does anything at all to the negative, they will pay a price like few countries have ever paid before. Bolton has been advocating U.S. wars against Iran for many years, and while neither Trump nor Bolton explicitly said that what was going to happen to Iran was a U.S. military attack, that was clearly meant to be the implication. Bolton in particular would almost certainly not seem so satisfied with the plan if it was something short of war. Most analysts are comparing President Trump's recent comments against Iran to last year's threats against North Korea, which preceded a diplomatic deal. Whether this is an attempt to replicate that in Iran or just a threat for its own sake remains to be seen. Are you looking for a cryptocurrency that has a focus on users and usability? Then look into Zencash. Zencash has the ability to use both transparent and shielded transactions, with shielded transactions using zero-knowledge proofs. Zencash features global governance with inclusive decision-making, reliable funding for continuous improvements, and documentation and wallets in many languages that are available for Linux, Mac, Windows, and Android devices. Learn more at Zencash.com. That's Zencash.com. UPI reports ride-hailing companies Uber and Lyft have suspended a St. Louis driver who live-streamed hundreds of passengers for months without their knowledge. The live streams revealed personal conversations of passengers on a Twitch web channel and comments made about the conversations and female passengers' bodies, a format similar to HBO's Taxi Cab Confessions from the late 1990s and early 2000s. The driver, Jason Gorgak, told the St. Louis Dispatch he doesn't see anything wrong with broadcasting his rides to a web audience. The revelation, though, had provoked debate about privacy, ethics, and legality, even though an Uber spokesperson said the practice is not against the law in Missouri. Nonetheless, Uber and Lyft both suspended him after the Post-Dispatch first reported the story. A statement by Lyft said, "The safety and comfort of the Lyft community is our top priority, and we have deactivated this driver." Gorgak's live stream channel was also removed from Twitch. Twitch said in a statement to UPI, "In terms of this particular person, we do not comment on terms of service violations in regard to specific individuals." Before his channel was taken down, Gorgak had earned about $3,500 from Twitch users since March. He also said he primarily used the streams, which were archived on his channel for 60 days for security reasons. He emphasized that he added a 4-inch square sticker on the rear passenger window that read, "Notice, for security, this vehicle is equipped with audio and visual recording devices. Consent given by entering vehicle." Passengers contacted by the St. Louis Post-Dispatch said they did not see the sticker. In 2115 New England, there are no borders, no states, and no regulations, yet never has a more peaceful and prosperous place existed. But Mr. Drake's security company has seen better days. Faced with the prospect of waning power, Mr. Drake intends to replace the anarchy of New England with a government. But at what cost? And can anyone stop him? Anarchy in New England by Joe Jarvis is available from Amazon.com and all major bookstores. Reuters reports the family of an Australian woman shot dead by Minneapolis police last year after calling to report a suspected crime near her home sued the city and several officers on Monday, saying they violated her civil rights. The fatal July 2017 shooting of 40-year-old life coach Justine Ruzick-Damond sparked international outrage amid a wave of U.S. police shootings that fueled a debate over the use of force by law enforcement. Ex-Minneapolis police officer Mohammed Noor was charged with third-degree murder and second-degree manslaughter for shooting Damond through the door of his patrol car as she approached him after calling police to say she thought she heard a woman being raped. Noor was fired the day the charges were filed and is free on $400,000 bail. The civil suit, filed in federal district court in Minnesota, names Noor and his partner Matthew Harity and accuses them of conspiring to conceal the facts around the shooting and failing to record the incident on their body cameras. The suit also referenced their ages. Noor was 32, Harity was 25, and called them inexperienced officers who appear by their conduct unfit for duty. This has been FPP Radio News. Online at fppradio.com.
The NFL announces a new zero-tolerance policy on videotape domestic violence. A puzzled nation can remember the name Ferguson, but is not sure from where. And a man wearing an M&M jacket is apparently made in God's image. This is the Onion Week in Review. Tech giant Apple unveiled a brief, fleeting moment of excitement to the general public. The short-lived, ephemeral sense of wonder was released in front of an exclusive group of reporters and industry insiders at Apple's Silicon Valley headquarters.
Apple really made us wait, but this rapidly diminishing glimmer of pleasure was totally worth it. It was 100% better than any other temporary joys I've ever experienced.
And in this week's local news, an uneasy détente forms between a man sitting on a patio and a bee. In other news, a poll finds 80% of Americans would get in a vehicle with a stranger for a chance at a new life. Bank of America introduces a new $50 underdraft fee, and the nation's huggers announce plans for you to get over here.
This is the Onion News Network.
You are listening to the Call to Freedom live on LRN.FM. تستمعون إلى نداء للحرية مباشرة على LRN.FM.
Back into the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. We are broadcasting live from our Zencash studio here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. It is another wonderful day here in the Shire. You should come up here, join our little crypto community. We were just outside talking about the wonders of Dashback, which I think is pretty cool. We go out, we spend our crypto to get your car fixed, or there's a vape shop here in town, I guess, that takes it. And next door to my house, you can get drinks or buy a quilt or, you know, a bunch of locally made crafts and things like that. And, you know, handmade shirts and stuff for the kid, hats, just real nice stuff, you know, like a real eclectic little, you know, type stores. And then you've got tons of restaurants, bunches of restaurants.
I just about buy my cigarettes every day with Dash.
Yeah. Restaurants.
Oh, really? Where do you do that at?
At the Corner News.
Corner News, the head shop there, yeah. So there's
I buy the cheapest cigarettes in the United States.
That's right. There's so many.
Is there no
different...
tax in New Hampshire?
No, it's
there is,
Dashback.
but it's Dashback.
Oh, I wonder if that's an issue.
It doesn't seem to be. I mean, she's aware of it.
So there's so.
Did I say cigarettes? I meant anything but cigarettes.
Right.
Yeah, I meant the candy ones.
Yeah, they're bubble gum.
Right, of course.
When you blow out, there's powdered sugar inside, so it looks like smoke even.
Yeah.
They're really cool. It's like the old school Hubba Bubba Bazooka Joe kind of bubble gum, the pink bubble gum that tasted good, that actually, like, there's so much sugar in it that you can feel it rotting your teeth as you chew it.
It's like Juicy Fruit for the first 2 seconds.
Oh my God, I love Juicy Fruit.
Not
for
Juicy
the first
Fruit.
2 seconds.
What am I thinking about?
Extra?
No, it's the
bubblegum.
No, it's got zebras and crap on it.
Oh, Fruit Stripe gum.
Yeah, that's
oh
it.
my God, Fruit Stripe gum.
It's so good for like 2 seconds.
You know it. The stripes on it now leave stripes on your tongue. You put
Until you chew it.
It's a tattoo now on it. So you have like you put it in your mouth and leave it there for a second, and then chew it and stick your tongue out. And I have little kids, if you can't tell.
Yeah.
Oh,
got a lot of them.
I do. Well, they're not all little, though. My oldest one, man, I'm so proud of him right now. You have absolutely no idea. My dad is really, really bad shape. By the way, I'm leaving again, just so you guys know. Aria already knows, but I'm leaving again. I'm going to be gone for a while this time, though. I'm not going to be coming back for a little while. The mosque is still going to be open. It will function just fine without me. It's meant to. We'll keep the bills for the masjid paid from where we're going to be. But my dad's dying, basically. Like, there's no other way to put it. Imagine someone who was Matt Roach's size, right? And he, in 6 months, was skinnier than Ian. Ooh. Yeah, that's my dad. My dad used to be an ox of a man, and now he can't pick up the battery that weighs like 17 pounds for my mom's go-go scooter. Ooh. For like her little motorized wheelchair. That's literally made for her because it to be light and like super easy to move and everything, because she would have a hard time with it because of the broken legs. And she has the same degenerative problems in her hands that I do, the pain in her hands and stuff that I have. But we're going down there because now she's fairly sure, so is she. She's now stage 4 kidney failure and refuses to do dialysis and all that kind of stuff. She's just like, I'm so old and there's so many things wrong with me that can you just let us die? And I couldn't believe, like, when I had the talk with her while I was down, I couldn't believe it. You know, like, how can you ask me a question like that? You know, like, how can you ask me a question like that? Can you just let us die? No, I can't just let you. You know, like, what the hell do you mean? Well, just let us die. Just, especially since now my son is there. Shuaib, the dark-headed one,
yeah,
the one that used to come here and do his homework because of being so irresponsible in school and after school and not doing homework. So he had to come here with me and all that. Yeah, him. He is there and he is basically taking care of my parents right now. I mean, they can get around on their own, but he puts away the dishes because they can't get down to put away the dishes. And he's basically taken over all of my father's chores. So like taking out the trash, that kind of stuff. He does it now because my dad just can't. And I don't like him being there and having to take on all that responsibility himself. So we're going to go down and do it instead. We'll be back. We're not staying. And I'm taking my equipment with me, so the show will go on. Nothing will change. But we will, you guys will be here in the studio, and I'll be live via remote from...
Well, that will definitely be different.
It will. But, you know, sometimes life just says, hey, yeah, there are other things you need to do. And I have the ability to do it now.
Are they
It's different?
They're both older?
My dad's 83.
Oh, okay. So
my mom will be 70 this year.
Okay,
So,
so they're
pretty
getting
old,
up there.
My dad's the oldest. My dad has lived longer than any male in his family that was alive when I was born. That gives you any understanding. My dad's the baby of 10 children.
Wow.
And he is now the oldest living male in his family. As in, no one has lived to the age my father is that was male.
Mm-hmm.
And he smoked Camel non-filtered cigarettes for 40-some years. But he, COPD, advanced COPD, lung cancer, stroke, beginning of Alzheimer's disease, you know, all these things. He can't read anymore.
See, that was the most brutal thing you said.
Yeah.
I mean, is it a vision problem?
Nope.
Is it a cognition problem?
Yep. The letters just don't make words to him anymore. My dad used to read his Bible 45 minutes every morning. Every morning.
Audiobooks, maybe?
He's almost deaf. Yeah. From working in the factory for so many years.
Yikes.
In a lock factory. Yeah. That was the thing when my mom said it to me. I had to leave. I had to go out on the porch. You know, when my mom was like, you remember how your daddy used to read his Bible every day? And I was like, yeah. She said, since the stroke, he can't. He's not been able to. And I was like, what? Is his vision getting... that was my thing. Is his vision getting that bad? She's like, nope. Letters just don't make words for him anymore. And I looked at her for a second. And I took a breath. And I went to say something. And I had to leave the room. Like, I just was like, okay, I got to go away. Let me go get it together real quick. You know? And so we're going to go down. It's got to be done. I've got to go down. So we're going to wait till probably the end of August, and we'll go down. And I have an event down there in the end of September. So we'll go down for a month and take care of Dad for about a month. So we can't afford to stay longer. Yeah, well, we're going to go down for about a month. So, and I can't stay there because my mom lives in one of those communities with an HOA. We can't be there longer than 30 days, even though they own the house. It's in their HOA that we have to be out in a month.
Well, hopefully less depressing news when we come back.
Right?
From the break.
Yeah. When we get back, we're going to be talking about theology and capitalism. Everybody seems to think that all the religious men of the world were all communists. And, well, nope. Most of them were merchants, capitalists, dirty profit seekers. When we get back.
In Survivor Max 2, School Bites, Max must scavenge through a wasteland swarming with the undead. Desperate to find the medicine he needs, he discovers a community of survivors at his former school. Has he finally found the safe haven he's been looking for, or will he discover that school bites? Look for Survivor Max on Facebook, read reviews on Amazon, and read Chapter 1 at survivormax.com.
Today's most popular video games take place in dangerous post-apocalyptic landscapes. But are these games doing enough to prepare our kids for the actual post-apocalyptic future we will all soon face?
I think these games are quite effective at teaching our kids skills like finding shotgun ammo and leading elite squads of super soldiers.
But these aren't the advanced skills that they're going to need. They're going to need the more practical skills like how to find drinking water by collecting the morning dew in human skulls.
Or how to deal with depression when the sun is blocked out for 500 years by a cloud of radioactive dust.
Absolutely. Now, that's the type of knowledge these kids are going to need when their world has been turned into a brutal hellscape.
But these kids said that they know how to find items to barter at weapon shops and how to use medicine packs to heal zombie bites.
The games make it all seem deceptively simple. I mean, in the future, a kid's not going to be able to kill a 6-foot-long irradiated beetle just by pressing a few buttons. And he's going to have to get down there with an axe and hack and hack and hack.
This is the Onion News Network.
LRN.FM now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and take your chats anywhere. Join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
I love My Magic Mud. I drink a lot of coffee. I had stains on my teeth. Then I found My Magic Mud, and I was told it would remove stains. So I paid attention when I brushed the first time. My Magic Mud is black tooth powder, and the difference it made in my teeth in one application was noticeable. With 4, my teeth were as white as you normal folks out there. Please go to mymagicmud.com and buy a jar. There's 150 applications for $25. You can use Bitcoin, mymagicmud.com.
Did you know you can get news updates about what's happening with the Liberty Radio Network delivered in the way you prefer? You can sign up for our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. Plus, you can stay in the loop by joining our Facebook profile at facebook.lrn.fm or follow us at Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm. It's all free, so sign up now at updates.lrn.fm for news updates delivered to your email box, facebook.lrn.fm to follow our Facebook page, and twitter.lrn.fm to receive our tweets.
Since time began, tyrants have taken aim at personal liberties. Now there's a movie that aims back.
The government has no more right to tell us what to put in our bodies than they have to take our guns or tell us what books we can read.
6 drug police were eaten by bears while raiding a marijuana farm.
On your knees, you dirty hippies! Jesus. On your knees! What's the problem, officer?
Today, many cops who enforce pot laws do so only because it provides them with cushy jobs, good benefits, and a chance to push people around.
I was an undercover narcotics officer. The drug war is nothing but a farce.
The Second Amendment says you gotta keep you and your gat intact.
Guns and Weed, The Road to Freedom. A film by Michael W. Dean and Nima Vadadi.
DVD available now at gunsandweed.com or on Amazon. That's gunsandweed.com. Makes the perfect gift. Remember, that's gunsandweed.com.
Join the LRN.FM Discord for live chat 24/7 at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
This is Angel Clark, and you're listening to The Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
And the French!
Welcome out back here to the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. We are broadcasting live from the Zencash studio here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire, and it is another lovely day here in the Shire. Now, we wanted to have a discussion about theology and capitalism. A lot of times, what we hear today, Muslims, Christians, it's all about socialism and merchants and seeking profits is evil. It's a terrible thing. You're a horrible human being if you want to make money, if you want to keep your wealth, if you want to give your wealth freely of your own volition rather than being beaten over the head by a violent, coercive force in order to do good. And a lot of people on the left have basically altered their theologies to believe that being a business owner is an evil thing.
I mean, at least in regard to the first part, until you deconstructed it down to business owner, wouldn't that be correct? Wouldn't it necessarily be immoral to hoard wealth? Well,
there's a difference in hoarding wealth and being wealthy, or hoarding wealth and owning and running a business.
Well, at what point does owning wealth become immoral?
For Muslims, if you don't pay zakat, zakat is a 2.78% basically tax that you pay, but it's not considered a compelled tax by the state. You can go to the marketplace, to the grocery store, and say, hey, I need to pay my zakat. Do you have a few families that come here that are poor, that they run up a note that they have credit at your store?
Yeah, and
yes, I do. Okay, well, I want to pay, here's this much money. Pay as many notes with that as you can.
But 2.8% is a really small amount. I'm just not sure that I agree that there is a religious basis for the idea of
Doesn't that depend on how wealthy you are?
Yeah, it is. It is. It's progressive. It's 2.8%. Basically, if you have right now, by modern definition, if you have more than $3,000 in the bank for 12 months, and you have no need to go to less than $3,000, and you have no debts, then you pay the 2.whatever% of that accrued cash. Houses are not a part of it. Cars, jewelry, clothing, those things are not a part of it.
I think they're right, though.
Your
I think
saved
that from
cash,
a religious point of view, that would have to qualify as immoral because you're still keeping like $2,800 for yourself.
Well, not according to Islam.
That you clearly don't need.
Again,
well, I mean, but based on what?
Yeah, not according to Islam.
Well, based on theirs. I'm an anarcho-capitalist.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Based on their theology.
But who is theirs?
The people who are saying that Jesus is a socialist or whatever.
Yeah, the left-leaning, progressive.
I understand.
Yeah, and you're right. A lot of them that I've spoken with, at least the Muslim progressives, are like, yeah, there should be more taxes. We should find a way. There should be more than just
aside,
the zakat.
Because obviously the state stealing from people is going to be wrong no matter what religious demographic you fall into. But I mean, it seems like they would be able to make the case that that person who has that wealth should voluntarily give it to others.
Well, yeah, that's why zakat can't be compelled.
Yeah,
but they'll argue for why it should be.
Yeah, but we're talking like 2.8%, and I'm saying that they could. It seems like they would be able to rightly make the case that the person should 50%, 75% of it.
All right. Well, before we get too far in, and we can't get the video done by the time the end of the segment gets up, we'll go ahead and start this right here.
I reflected deeply at one point when I was studying the Seerah why the Prophet ﷺ would be a merchant before he was a prophet. Why was he a merchant? Because Allah could have made him many things, but he made him two things. He made him a shepherd in his youth, and he made him a merchant in his adult manhood. He made him a shepherd because all prophets are shepherds, because the essence of being a prophet is caring for a flock. It's caring for people in a way that the shepherd does not want any harm to come to the flock. And who does the shepherd guard the flock from? The wolf. The wolf. The reason I believe, the reason that the Prophet ﷺ was chosen to be a merchant was because the merchant is the most beneficial human being in human society. There is no one more beneficial to human society than a merchant. Everything, the chairs that you're sitting on are from commerce. The clothes that you're wearing are from commerce. The glasses that you're looking through, if you're looking through glasses, are from commerce. The fillings in your teeth are from commerce. The medication that's keeping your blood pressure low right now is from commerce. Everything that is beneficial to the material well-being of the human being is from commerce. But there's another secret in commerce. Commerce teaches you good character, because the most successful merchants are the ones with the best character. You go back to people who treat you well. And that's why historically they used to say customer is king. The customer is always right. A merchant shouldn't get angry, because even if the person buying from him is making him angry, he'll lose the sale if he starts getting angry, because the person will just walk out. And so it actually creates good character. Tahdhibun nafs. Akhlaq wa innaka la'ala khuluqin azim. You are on a vast ethos, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. But the other thing about commerce is, if you want your commerce to be successful, you have to be trustworthy. That is the essential characteristic of commerce, is trustworthiness. If you give your word, you stand by it. If you write a note, you fulfill it. If you promise goods on a certain day, you fulfill that. And if you don't, people stop doing business with you. The Prophet ﷺ before Islam was known as Al-Amin, the trustworthy. He was known as Al-Amin because he was the most trustworthy of merchants. People knew that if you gave him your money, not only did you get it back, but you got it back with great benefit. Khadija never had anybody that transacted with her money like the Messenger of Allah, and should we be surprised? And when she sent Maysara out with him, and all the people around him have beautiful names, like Maysara and Baraka, Ayman, Halima, As-Sa'diyah, they all have beautiful names, all the people that raised him and nurtured him. So he's with Maysara, the place of ease, the one who makes things easy. And Maysara noted all these things about the Prophet ﷺ and informed Khadija, but Khadija had insight into who he was before anyone else, which is why she's Khadija al-Kubra radiyallahu anha. Her name Khadija is from Khidaj, which is like not.
All right, so we'll be back to discuss the idea of capitalism as a.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm gonna tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm gonna tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at MPP.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
So you've signed the Shire Society Declaration and are planning your move to New Hampshire to be around more liberty-oriented people. Next, sign up for the Shire Society Forum at forum.shiresociety.com. There are a bunch of people there who are already in the Shire, and they want to meet you. If you're already in the Shire physically, you should also come by the forums. Remember, not everyone uses Facebook. New people are signing up for the Shire Society Forum every month, so drop in and say hello at forum.shiresociety.com. Why did you move to the Shire?
I moved here to the Shire because there's other people around who take liberty just as seriously as I do.
I moved to the Shire because I saw videos of people challenging authority and thought that I could get support myself. It called to me, like, do this right now.
I wanted to be around people like me who got it. And once I got here, I knew there was nowhere else that I wanted to be.
I've always wanted to change the world. So I moved to the Shire to join people who were actually working towards doing the same thing.
The people here are awesome, loving, and positive. It was for the adventure and for the feeling of something important is happening here. And I just wanted to come to sort of be part of that.
Visit ShireSociety.com to read and sign the Shire Society Declaration and learn the reasons why, if you love liberty, you should immigrate to the Shire. Plus, add yourself to the Shire map at ShireSociety.com. That's ShireSociety.com.
Imagine someone in your community getting in their car, turning on the radio, and hearing the Liberty Radio Network. You can make that vision a reality with your own micro radio station. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how you can put our programs on the air in your area. You can have LRN.FM running around the clock, and you can even add in your own local shows. Building a radio station is simple, but programming isn't. That's where LRN.FM comes in. Learn more at broadcast.lrn.fm. That's broadcast.lrn.fm.
So the protection of life, liberty, and property is what the Free State Project is all about. But it's an effort to move 20,000 people who understand.
It's about demonstrating to the entire country
that, yeah, we can have a free market, a truly free market.
Making it just a freer, great place to live.
It's the world's largest voluntarist libertarian community, and it's only getting bigger.
That's amazing, to be able to move to a place where other people like passionately believe in being free and independent.
What the Free State Project is managing to do, though, is to put their money where their mouth is. It's physically getting up across the country and saying, let's go someplace and let's demonstrate the power of these ideas. There's a lot of kind of philosophy that surrounds liberty. There's a lot of thinking about it and talking about it. But here in New Hampshire, people are doing it.
101 Reasons Liberty Lives in New Hampshire, a documentary by Free State Project Early Movers. Watch it free at 101reasonsfilm.com. 101reasonsfilm.com.
You're listening to the best liberty-oriented audio streamed around the clock, on the air, and online. This is the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
You're listening to The Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
تستمتعون إلى برنامج نداء للحرية مباشرة على LRN.FM.
Welcome back into the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. We are broadcasting live from the Zencash studio here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. And I'm joined in the studio by, we got Chris Wade from Think Penguin. Now, tell us a little bit about Think Penguin there, Chris.
So, Think Penguin, we sell Linux computers. Basically, they're privacy friendly, better than Windows, better than Mac, easier to use. Laptops, desktops, printers, Wi-Fi cards, any kind of accessory you might need for your computer, for your Linux desktop, we've got. Basically, summary of what we do.
At thinkpenguin.com. And then we got the Queen of Crypto herself from cryptocurrencycheck.org. And you're going to be writing some new articles soon.
This week, in fact.
Where can people check those out once they get put up?
There is a website. I don't remember off the top of my head what it is.
What's the name of the publication again?
The Eagle Times.
The Eagle Times. So look up the Eagle Times. Check out Aria's new gaming articles. And she'll probably, hopefully, be able to write one about the next festival that we head to as well. We've decided to have a discussion about merchants and capital, capitalist profit.
Let me stop you there. Dude said two really awesome things that I had to make a note of that I'm going to post later to Facebook because they're two of the best things I've ever heard.
Right?
Which is that the merchant is the most beneficial thing to society.
Yes.
And I mean, put in those terms, yeah, absolutely. And, everything that is critical to the material well-being of humanity comes from commerce.
Yes.
I mean, they're two obvious points, but I have never heard them phrased so succinctly.
Yeah, I know, right? That's why I love him.
I just want to take those two sentences and cram them in the heads of socialists and say, now do you understand?
Now do you see why the progressive Muslims in this country hate him? They're like, you're here just to tell us brown Muslims how we're Islaming wrong, when we've been Muslims for generations.
But you are Islaming wrong.
You are, like the book says right here. You're doing it wrong. Yeah, when you get mad and flip out and burn down buildings because people said mean things, you're doing it wrong. When you advocate stealing wealth from people without their consent, you're doing it wrong. When you're saying that seize the means of production, you're doing it wrong. Come on.
When you undermine a charity attempt to pay the hospital bills of someone you really, really don't like, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, very true, very true.
Wow. Right? Did that really happen?
It happened
It happened to me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there was some jack off. He was giving a speech about how Muslims are awful, and he had a heart attack while he was giving the speech.
Mhm.
And I heard that he had died, and I mentioned it on Facebook, and a friend of mine, a libertarian friend of mine, was like, "Wow, I wonder what would happen if you raised the money to pay for his funeral." And I was like, "What a brilliant idea!" So we went out and we created a fundraiser, and I got called everything but a child of God by the left-wing cadre. There are articles out about like how I'm a white supremacist and a whiteness enabler and all that. Like, yeah,
that's just
ICE or Vice,
sad.
Motherboard, Mother Jones, something. One of those websites came after me. Mike, MIC, that was who it is. A writer for MIC who never even contacted me before writing a huge hit piece on me, and then another one who wrote for a publication called racebaiter.com.
And this is even though he had imams and religion and
Yeah,
Islamic
I
scholars and stuff being like, no, he's right.
Yeah, this is what the religion tells us to do. Like there were even to show me that it was wrong to be prejudiced and to enable whiteness, they called a black imam a coon because he defended me using academics. You know, a black imam who stood on the bridge in Birmingham with Martin Luther King as a child, a black imam who co-founded the first Islamic university in the U.S., a black imam who has 50 years of study and lecturing under his belt, and you got a degree in social work. And
From Twitter.
And you're like, I know more than he does, coon. Really? Seriously? Like you're going to write a book about white privilege and you're going to call a black scholar a coon?
I mean, it's
You gotta
interesting to
be,
me from
like-
the outside that Christianity, while it doesn't have those problems, it has other problems, but those particular problems are really fascinating.
I know. They
Because it's
are.
like-
And they're very aggravating as well.
I'm sure they are. But it's like the religious text literally says one thing, and they're like, I don't care.
Look, it's better than that because what you see now in Judaism is you have Jewish atheists. And I'm sorry, if you're atheist, you shouldn't be allowed to call yourself Jewish. Judaism is a religion. Okay,
But it's also a culture now, and
so is Islam. But you get to say Islam is not a
Arabic,
race.
But you would say you're Arabic.
But I'm not Arabic. I'm white.
No, you're not. I'm saying the people who
My
are,
wife's not either. But
the people
she's
who are
Indian.
Middle Eastern.
Well, yeah, but that's
not
just
Islamic.
it. Islam is Islam. There's a culture within Islam that transcends race, creed, ethnicity. Okay, same thing in every religion. There is a central core that carries out. But you don't get to say like, I don't believe in God, but I'm Jewish. No, being Jewish is a belief in a single deity. You don't get to like split hair, like, well, you know. And then they're also not white. Like you can be as white as me and be like, well, but I'm Jewish, so I'm not white.
All right. So my understanding of the Jewish religion is that if your mom was a Jew or something like that, you're a Jew whether you like it or not. Yeah. And it doesn't matter whether you believe it.
Well,
that's the part I was talking
that's
about.
That's the ethnic part.
Okay.
That was what I was looking for. It's both an ethnicity
Yeah, they're
and a
not.
religion.
They don't like converts. They're not a religion that they want you to convert to.
Yeah.
And that's for that whole rabbinical Judaism is like that's a rabbinical Judaism view. Orthodox, old school Jews would disagree with you.
Okay.
So you also there's also the whole concept of rabbinical versus Orthodox. And reformist, like, well, the Bible says this, but yeah, it's the 20th century, so 21st century, so who cares? But now look at this. So this is from Ezekiel. So you have Jews are socialists. Like everybody's like, oh, Hollywood, the Jews. Blah, 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 blah. Well, here's the book. This is Ezekiel. This is one of their prophets that they killed, by the way. This is Ezekiel.
No comment.
Judah and the land of Israel were your merchants. They furnished your market with wheat from Minnith, and pastry and honey, and oil and balsam. Damascus was your merchant from the abundance of your fabrics, from your abundance of all riches, with the wine of Helbon and the wine of wool. And Dan and Ionia furnished your markets from Uzal, wrought iron, cassia, sweet cane. They were in your market. Dedan, your market, with carpets for riding and driving. Arabia and all the princes of Kedar were your merchants of your hand, furnishing you with lambs, rams, goats, the traveling merchants of Shelba and Ramah.
What is the context for this verse? Is he chastising them, or is he explaining, hey, you hate these people? And
chastising them.
Because they're getting all of these goods that are not
just that this is the goodness and wealth that God has provided to you, and you are being ingrateful for all of this wealth God has provided to you. But he's extolling the merchant over and over and over again. Spices, all the stones, the gold, Cana, Eden, the traveling merchants of Sheba, Assyria, Kamad, garments, mantles of blue, embroidered work, chests of variegated stuffs, bound with cords, made of cedar in your fairs, ships with canvases, just tons and tons and tons of things, saying, this is the bounty which God has bestowed upon you. And try.
The new 4th edition of Healing Our World, The Compassion of Libertarianism, will take your understanding of liberty to a deeper level and has over 1,300 updated references, new cartoons, and a foreword by Dr. Ron Paul. With discounts for multiple book purchases, the 4th edition of Healing Our World is a great gift for the liberals, pragmatists, environmentalists, and Christians in your life who think libertarianism is cold-hearted. Get yours today at healing.freetalklive.com and use promo code FTL for a $5 discount.
Email is easy, instant, and free, and that can be real embarrassing. Email lacks the eye contact and body language you get in face-to-face conversation, or the tone of voice and other nuance you hear in a telephone conversation. Email is just words, often few words. We're all smothering in spam, so we often reply in terse fashion that's easy to misunderstand. And email doesn't cost you a postage stamp, and it lacks the deliberation time it'd take to walk to the snail mail box, so it's easy to succumb to the oh yeah stimulus response trap. When in doubt, don't snap back at snippy messages you get. You may have mistaken the sender's intent. And unless you're sending AOL to AOL, there's no unsend. For more tips on critical communication skills for the way things are now, hit survivalspeech.com. I'm Holland Cook.
The 3 most important things you can do for LRN.FM are: 1. Let your friends know you're listening to LRN.FM on your social networking profile. 2. Buy the things you buy online through shop.lrn.fm. 3. Give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm. It's my firm belief that the AMP program is the best use of your charitable dollar among liberty-oriented groups. Support all your favorite organizations, but make sure you give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm.
Cell 411 is a free app for Android and iOS that replaces government-controlled 911. Cell 411 allows you to preset a group of friends or private organizations to show up at any emergency. Cell 411 is a nightmare for the state because it proves their so-called services aren't needed. Cell 411 has had thousands of installs, and of course it's covered by the BIPCOT no government license. Cell 411 because your friends won't shoot you when you're in trouble. Without the government, who would build the emergency services? You and Cell 411. Get it today at getcell411.com.
Did you know we've taken our LRN.FM telephone listen line to a new level with the LRN.FM audio on demand line? Now you can call 712-770-8447 anytime and listen to LRN.FM's live feed. And you can listen to a bunch of our original shows on demand. Long distance fees may apply. Just dial 712-770-8447 and choose from the menu. 712-770-8447.
Catch the Call to Freedom at its new time, weekdays from 4 to 7 p.m. The Call to Freedom is the only live drive-home call-in show in the U.S. with a segment devoted to cryptocurrencies. Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium.com, live from Vertcoin Studios in New Hampshire. Learn about what makes cryptocurrencies so great and why you should care about them. Updates on new coins and ICOs, and warnings of scams. Plus, hear from traders, whales, developers, and big names in the crypto world. You can also win crypto coins or tokens every episode. Just listen for the faucet sound and be the 5th caller to get free Dash, Litecoin, Vertcoin, Verge, or other cryptocurrencies. The Call to Freedom with Will and Aria, featuring Crypto Hour. Broadcast internationally through our BitPlus network satellite. Weekdays from 4 to 7 p.m. on LRN FM.
Do you love Twitter? Make sure you favorite the LRN.FM Twitter account so you can receive our tweets at twitter.lrn.fm. That's twitter.lrn.fm.
You are listening to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. आप सुन रहे हैं स्वतंत्रता की पुकार सिर्फ और सिर्फ LRN.FM पे.
Let's focus our discussion first on marijuana, okay? Marijuana has a very distinct smell, okay? I'm going to pass around just a little tiny bit, and I want you all to take a smell so you know when someone is smoking marijuana near you.
Welcome back here to the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. It is the last segment of our broadcast this afternoon, which means it's time for our Cannabis News segment. Today, we're going to be talking about cannabis and depression. You see, since a combination of biological, psychological, and social factors can cause depression, there's really no straightforward treatment or cure. Maintaining a healthy...
Yes, there is. Psilocybin cubensis.
Right.
I mean, we've talked about it on the show,
but it doesn't. It's not really a cure. It does get rid of it for a few months, but then those symptoms are returning after 4 to 6 months.
Well, what I remember reading, and it was a number of years ago, was that
it takes multiple treatments.
Cured.
Yeah, it takes multiple
depression.
Treatments, sometimes years.
Okay.
But it's not like a quick cure. Take this pill, it's all gone type of thing, like what most pharmaceuticals are marketed as. Eliminate stressors, add meditation possibly to your routine, exercise regularly to boost endorphins, eat nutritious and balanced meals, get plenty of rest. Psychotherapy can be utilized to help recognize and express emotions while building the skills needed to cope with adversity, trauma, and loss. Forms of therapy may include cognitive, behavioral therapy, family-focused therapy, interpersonal therapy, and antidepressants alone don't treat depression, and they can take several weeks to take effect. Side effects are, well, terrible. So
they don't treat depression with any combination of those things they said.
What?
Exercise and therapy and all of that. Antidepressants.
I
mean, they're useless.
How do you exercise when you're depressed? That seems to be contradictory.
It's supposed to raise your endorphin levels, which will make you feel better.
Well, so will MDMA.
Right. Well, cannabis has been used to treat depression throughout history. In 1621, English clergyman Robert Burton recommended its use in the Anatomy of Melancholy, while doctors in India during the same period were actively using it to treat their patients that had depression.
I like that. The Anatomy of Melancholy. I'm going to have to read that.
Cannabis is a faster working alternative to antidepressants that stimulates the endocannabinoid system and speeds up the growth and development of nervous tissue with little to no troublesome side effects. This natural remedy offers patients peace of mind, battles stress by enhancing mood, providing energy and focus, relieving anxiety, sometimes, inducing hunger, and combating insomnia. Sometimes. Occasional or daily cannabis consumers have lower levels of depressive symptoms than non-users. True. A 2006 study found and researchers at McGill University in Montreal discovered that THC in low doses can serve as an antidepressant and produces serotonin. But they also found that high doses of THC can worsen depression symptoms, something I've actually experienced. I've experienced it myself. I quit smoking cannabis after my last divorce because it made me feel hopeless. I was already really depressed, and I was trying to, because I didn't want to drink. I had just converted to Islam, and I was trying so hard not to, at the very least, not to go back to drinking. And the smoking cannabis, it made me want to put a pistol in my mouth. It was awful. Like, I went from being like normal level depressed to like clock tower with a rifle depressed. You know, like take them all out and jump. Kind of, it was bad.
I'm glad you didn't.
I mean,
I ended up moving to Orlando, and that's where I met my wife. And I was teaching, and my whole life changed when I left Ocala. It was really good. That leaving Ocala was the first step into being here 10 years later.
But you know, scientists need to be researching that. How come in some people, or at certain doses, you know, it cranks your depression up to unbelievable levels, or you have people like me who it just takes their anxiety that they have all the time anyway, and it cranks it up to the degree where they're freaking hiding in their car at 2 o'clock in the morning, freaking out about every little thing.
Yeah.
You're not
I
the only
totally
person.
got to experience that.
I know, but I mean, why? I would love for scientists to investigate why that happens with some people instead of treating their anxiety, or instead of treating the depression. Why does it amplify it?
Well, the cannabinoids THC and CBD are both known to exert sedative, antidepressant, and antipsychotic effects on consumers. The University Medical Center Ulricht in the Netherlands touted marijuana as a cure for depression and other mental illnesses after conducting a study that found THC can alter the response to negative images or emotions by activating the endocannabinoid system in the brain. Another study linked cannabis to use to improved cognitive function in people suffering from bipolar disorder. Further research needs to be done, but as long as the federal government continues to classify cannabis as a Schedule I drug, research will continue to be limited. Moreover, depression is not a qualifying condition in most states to obtain cannabis recommendations. Nonetheless, we do know stress is one of the leading causes of depression, and moderate use of cannabis appears to alleviate stress and stabilize moods. Samir Haj Dahmain, a senior research scientist at the University of Buffalo's Research Institute on Addictions, who studies chronic stress and depression, concurs chronic stress is a major cause for depression. Haj Dahmain says, using compounds derived from cannabis marijuana to restore normal endocannabinoid function could potentially help stabilize moods and ease depression.
I don't know if that's correct. I mean, depression is a chemical imbalance in the brain. I mean, if you know what's causing it, such as stress or just something that generally makes you sad.
Well, yeah, they're saying that activating the endocannabinoid system in the brain can actually boost the creation of serotonin.
Right.
Which alleviates this.
I was talking about the link between stress and depression.
Stress.
I mean, depression generally has no cause beyond the chemical imbalance.
Stress actually causes your body, though, to have tons of negative reactions.
That's true.
One of those is to push down the serotonin creation. So stress is going to be some kind of a factor in depression because it's changing. Anytime you change that chemicals level, trust me, I did ecstasy when I was younger, and I know what it's like to be out of it and have the mopies. Mm-hmm. And like we used to take serotonin boosters. I had a friend of mine who he was a little crazy. And what we would do is before we took the ecstasy, we would take a half of a serotonin booster. And what it was doing was it was replacing the serotonin that we were using while we were using the ecstasy with the fake serotonin. So that it wouldn't, so when you, the next day, you wouldn't be what they called ate up.
Yeah.
You know, or you get the mopies and your jaw won't move and you're just like, yesterday was so awesome. Today I want to cry. You know, you don't get that. So, I mean, that tells me right there that serotonin levels have a lot to do with how happy you are. You know?
Absolutely.
So if stress makes serotonin levels go down and endocannabinoid system makes serotonin levels go up,
Yeah.
you know, it's only
logical,
you know.
Indeed.
You're right. Yeah. Indeed. that they would be somehow connected. I mean, I'm not sure why an expert on addiction is the one who is explaining that to us instead of an expert on.
Well, I think it would be because addiction, that's how addiction functions. It's first depleting your serotonin levels and your dopamine levels until you have no other way to replenish them than by feeding yourself that drug that was initially causing the boost, but, you know, the boost just decreases the more you use, so you have to use more to get it.
Well, yeah, your body only makes so much of these chemicals.
Yeah, and then you end up with the dependency.
Yeah. It's really, really sad.
Maybe that's why.
It's really, really sad. But it looks like hopefully cannabis can be at least a part of treating that and making things a bit better. So.
I'm concerned by all of the different things it's supposed to be treating. You know, it's like this little miracle drug that
seems unreal
to us. Yeah.
Well, it's because cannabis comes in like the chemical profile is different for each strain because of terpenes. Terpenes have different chemical properties, and there are different terpenes in each strain, and there's different levels of the different terpenes in each strain, which changes the way it affects the body. So anyway, we'll be back tomorrow with more to talk about, and Free Talk Live is coming up next.
Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm. Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get 1 free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
We've all heard about blockchain assets like Dogecoin, Ether, and Ripple. Bitcoin isn't the only player in the blockchain game any longer. And for those of us wondering how to get our hands on these digital assets, finally, there's a solution. Shapeshift.io allows you to buy and sell between your digital assets and Bitcoin instantly between your own digital wallets. I've used it with ease. Shapeshift.io. There's no account or email address needed. You send them the crypto you want to sell. They send back the crypto you want to buy. It's that easy. Shapeshift.io.
You're 6 minutes away from a live episode of Free Talk Live, brought to you by freekeen.com. Listen live at freetalklive.com.
From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Tuesday, July 24th, 2018. Silver is trading at $15.53 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,226 per ounce. Zencash is trading at $25, and the average price of Bitcoin is $8,257. Antiwar.com reports doubling down on President Trump's late-night Twitter rant threat to make Iran suffer consequences the likes of which few throughout history have ever suffered before. National Security Advisor John Bolton says President Trump had spoken to him in recent days about his intention to take action. Bolton says Trump told him that the next time Iran does anything at all to the negative, they will pay a price like few countries have ever paid before. Bolton has been advocating U.S. wars against Iran for many years, and while neither Trump nor Bolton explicitly said that what was going to happen to Iran was a U.S. military attack, that was clearly meant to be the implication. Bolton in particular would almost certainly not seem so satisfied with the plan if it was something short of war. Most analysts are comparing President Trump's recent comments against Iran to last year's threats against North Korea, which preceded a diplomatic deal. Whether this is an attempt to replicate that in Iran or just a threat for its own sake remains to be seen.
Are you looking for a cryptocurrency that has a focus on users and usability? Then look into Zencash. Zencash has the ability to use both transparent and shielded transactions, with shielded transactions using zero-knowledge proofs. Zencash features global governance with inclusive decision-making, reliable funding for continuous improvements, and documentation and wallets in many languages that are available for Linux, Mac, Windows, and Android devices. Learn more at Zencash.